Hello everyone. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Quarantine with Gameoverse. I am your busboy, Raven. I am also joined by the person who's going to make us our food to take out, Wasabi.
Yo, what it is, what it do, what's good?
How's the takeout business?
I don't know. I'm not in that business.
You are now.
Shit is shut down, man. We're shut down 8 weeks. At least that's what I heard.
I can't even bust tables or host tables.
I know
I have no tables.
You love busting tables. We all know that.
I fucking do. I even bust my own table last night. It was pathetic.
You just you just go around setting tables, like walking down the street, like, oh, this table needs to be set.
I do.
Just to fulfill your emptiness.
My emptiness is not filled. Maybe we can get someone to fill me a policy or something. I don't know. Also, in this journey that we have together in this restaurant takeout, we have Rick.
Yo, guys, what's up?
What are you in this restaurant that is not open?
I guess I'm probably your I guess I'm your insurance company. Let's go with that. The agent managing your business insurance.
Okay, all right. We call you just in case takeout goes up in flames or something. All right, all right. So there's that. I'm sorry. I just have to go into it. I've been home for like 10 days now.
Having fun?
It's like a weird vacation that I didn't ask for. I didn't ask for this, but it is what it is. And then every day it's like, am I going back to work? I don't know.
I think that's most of America right now, unfortunately.
When am I going back to work? I don't know. But, we have plenty of games. Games came out during the quarantine. Animal Crossing decided not to show up by Amazon for some reason. Actually, we know the reason.
Wasn't GameStop selling? Weren't they selling those a day early?
They were selling Doom a day early, but Animal Crossing. I think.
Is that what it was? They were selling Doom a day early. Okay.
Yeah, it was to like kind of, if I remember correctly, it was to cut down on the like the midnight release, so there weren't so many people waiting in line to pick it up.
So they just said screw it. Well, I'm sure they had to call Bethesda and go like, "Hey, we're going to do this," and Bethesda's like, "Whatever." I'm sure that was the conversation. Hey, can we start your game early? Whatever.
Yeah. That's
okay, we're doing that.
That's what Bethesda sounds like.
I don't know. They probably are. They're probably on fire. So Animal Crossing, I ordered all my games through Amazon because I'm a moron.
Yeah.
And Doom was cheap. And it came on Friday by UPS man. UPS man came and dropped it and installed it. But I had to buy Animal Crossing from that darn awful eShop. That was some bullshit. That game's like 7 gigs for $60. That's a gig $10. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not saying that I want a game that is like 80 gigs for like $80. I'm just saying. That's some bullshit.
I can definitely see the frustration, but the game's doing pretty well, man. Like, everyone really likes it. Well. It's being reviewed really well. I got it for my wife, and she loves it. She's playing it right now.
She's female. They all like it. We'll get into that. Sorry. Just,
well,
being
get into it.
Stir crazy. Okay. Animal Crossing is a bunch of load of bullshit that all the girls love. I don't know why, but they literally judge over this game. You're on a deserted island with a raccoon that has a thirst for money, and he tells you to go do things. He puts you in a tent. What kind of asshole does that? And you're forced there by your will. You didn't ask to go there. You're just going.
I mean, you asked to go there when you bought the fucking game, I think. But no, but yeah, that's basically the game in a nutshell. Like, you sign up for like this island adventure, when really he's kind of exploiting you to like put the island together.
He really is. Tom Nook is an asshole.
But I mean, you get some fun island times with it, so that's cool.
Yes, fun island times. Like
my
being
wife
chased.
loves it. She loves playing it. She's
female.
It doesn't have anything to do with it, man. Like, games are games, dude. No such thing as a girl game or a guy game. Games are just games.
Yeah, but this one's definitely a girl game.
What fucking how many hours do you have in it?
Hey, I fucking
You've been playing it nonstop for the past week.
I must fucking know. I must know. I must know the secrets why people like Animal Crossing, and I can't find it. Also, I just want a bigger house. Fuck everyone else. Fuck my people on this island. I'm going to murder them at the end of this. When I get my big house, they're all going to come over for tea, and I'm going to whack them over the head with a toy block. Come to Papa.
And that's the appeal of it, man. Like, everyone has their own tastes in games, and Animal Crossing is definitely like a specific taste, but I can see the appeal of it. It's not my cup of tea. I can see the appeal of it. My wife likes it. Her sister likes it. Her sister's husband likes it. It's getting pretty good reviews.
That's 3 women right there.
Her sister's husband is not a woman. But okay.
It's hubby just has to deal with it because he's there. He's just in the crossfire. He's just in the crossfire.
How's the multiplayer?
Great.
Non-existent.
No, there's a multiplayer, motherfucker.
To an extent, like, so here's the thing. If you want to play the game with a friend, they need, from what we tried playing it together, and I needed to be on the console.
Mm-hmm.
So I already had to have a character on the console.
Mm-hmm.
And it just invites me onto the island with her. I just kind of help out. I help her like pull weeds. I pick fruit and stuff. But
can you
all
hit
the stuff
rocks?
I get? Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is that all the stuff I get and all the stuff I do goes to her. I don't get to make any of that progress.
Damn.
It's kind of like Fable's multiplayer. You just kind of invite someone into your world with you. But at least like in Fable, I still earn like experience, get money. I don't get any of that in Animal Crossing if I play with her.
It's very State of Decay of it. How State of Decay of you? All right.
I can see the appeal, though. The big frustration, I think this is like the big point of contention with a lot of people, is that the game only has one island per system. So whoever boots up the game first, they're like player one, quote unquote, essentially. Yes. So like if I want to make progress, then I have to wait till she's done it first before I can do anything else. Which isn't a problem for me because like my wife's the one, I got it for her. She's the one who's gonna be playing it the most, but I can definitely see like where there's a lot of frustration. It's actually causing a lot of people to like review bomb the game.
But Rick, what if you're a sad loser like me and have 2 Switches?
Then I guess you got 2 islands to fuck with. Have fun.
What if you don't have anyone else to come to your islands?
Well, then I guess you play by yourself, which is like the main thing, the appeal of the game initially. Like, it's a single player game. The multiplayer is a fun little add-on, but it's a single player game at its core. And I can see why people are frustrated. You know, multiple people in the house who want to play it. They have to share it with like other people in the household, which is really frustrating. And I can see why a lot of people are upset about it. It's not a problem in our house because my wife's the only one playing. I just booted it up to see what the fuss was about.
I blame the fucking raccoon.
Is KK Slider still in it?
I'm sure he's somewhere.
I'm sure he's somewhere.
Sure.
The game gives you a radio.
Yeah, and it plays his tunes.
KK Slider songs. Except one song. I was hearing it, and it was the hippie battle song from Earthbound.
Nice.
The hippie battle song.
Yeah, you guys remember that song?
Yeah, it's great.
It's like
You know what? It totally does.
like
It's
that.
like,
That's it. And it's
like
I was listening to her play, and I'm like, that's from fucking Earthbound. And my wife's like, "What's an Earthbound?"
and you're like, I can't talk to you right now. I must leave the room. How dare you?
But no, it was really trippy. I couldn't believe it. Because I mean, Nintendo doesn't exactly give Earthbound like a lot of attention.
No, but its fans sure do. Or whoever they are. They're the only one that keeps Earthbound around.
I mean, I like Earthbound. I love
No.
Earthbound.
Earthbound's great. Except for when you forget you have to sing. Oh, wait. That's just well. I did something stupid at the end.
And the point is, the game's fun. I'm not a fan of those types of games, but I can see the appeal of it.
I wouldn't call this fun. This game's like a must. Unless you like
have on it. I can't imagine putting that many hours into a game I don't find fun.
I mean, I'm a weirdo. I mean, you know, I
plays
hate
like 30 hours a day.
Yes, when I get off here, I'm gonna play more Animal Crossing. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. No, I just want to pay my mortgage. That's all I care for is paying my mortgage.
What don't you like about it?
It's a slow fucking game, man. And I don't mean like slow as in like that's the appeal, but it's like, you know, I go to Raccoon Dude and I go, Raccoon Dude, you have anything for me to do? And he goes like, I got nothing for you, dude. I'm like, oh great, thanks, Raccoon Dude. It's like I got nothing for you. I'm like, what about this transforming thing? What about my dog person, Isabel? Where the fuck are my people? And she's like, I don't got anything for you.
A big thing of the game is that you have to like make progress in it. When you do things like catch fish or bugs or pick fruit and shit, you get what are called Nook miles, and as you start to build them up, you can unlock more things in the game. So that's why it's so slow, because you have to actually play it to unlock more of it. And there are some things you can only do in like one day, and once you exhaust that day, you can't really make any other progress in it. But that's like the point of the game, though. It's supposed to be like this kind of like life simulator in a sense.
Well, it's a life simulator, all right.
I mean, last time I played the game was on GameCube.
And people like that one.
Well, people like all of them since they've come out. Like the 3DS, Animal Crossing got good reviews. My wife liked that one.
Yep.
Which one's getting some good reviews? And I can see the frustration. Like I said, like households can't share the game. You know, it's only one island per system. I could definitely see the frustration, but I mean, if the audience likes it, I guess they made a good game, right?
The audience will eat anything Animal Crossing up. Anytime these games come out, they're like Animal Crossing, Animal Crossing, Animal Crossing, and I just like say Animal Crossing one more time, to sleep in the closet.
I mean, the review bombing because of the one island per Switch fiasco says otherwise. People are upset about it. They're not defending it.
Well, they're gonna fix that one day, aren't they? Or is it the backups? Or is it the backup thing?
I'll have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully they fix it, because it is a good game. Like if you like those kinds of games, it is a good game, and I can definitely see the appeal of it. I even got into it. I played it for I just played it for one day just to see what the appeal was, and I dumped a good like hour and a half into it. I didn't even realize I did it.
I think the people who like this game are fucking crazy. I think they
talk so much shit, but you have so much time in that game. I'll never understand.
I need to understand, because one day someone's going to come up to me and I'm going to know. Just like how I know about Life is Strange, and I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be fucking ready to go to battle. You don't go to battle not knowing. I want to know.
Why does it have to be a battle? I can't.
You go into it. You go into it wanting to hate it already, like with your mind already made up.
Yeah,
like you're not. There's no part of you wants to like the game. You're playing it just so you can hate it.
I'm playing this to hate it. I fucking hate this game. I hate that I have to.
That's not how you. That's not how you do it, though.
No, it's really not.
I wish I had like your just unconcentrated hatred. I wish I hated anything enough to pay $60 for it and play it every day just so I could shit talk it more efficiently.
Yes, that is exactly what I want. I want to shit talk this game efficiently. When people go like, "You just hate it to hate it," and I'm like, "No, you don't understand. I played 100 hours into this shit, and I know."
I just want to let all of our viewers know that Raven does not speak for the entirety of the Gameoverse cast.
No,
yes.
Just me. I speak for me and only me on this island of Soldor.
That is Raven's opinion.
This is only
not Rick's
my
opinion, not Wasabi's opinion. That is Raven's opinion.
This is all me on this island of bullshit. We named our island Squid Pasta Island.
Good.
Yep. Side note, Stop played Animal Crossing yet?
0. I have no interest in.
That's fair. I would have never played it if my wife didn't want it. But in other news,
I just want to.
Doom also came out the same day.
No, I did play Doom. Now, Doom I played.
Is getting phenomenal reviews.
Doom is fucking amazing.
Speaking of a game that's definitely the other side of this, because if Animal Crossing is the massage, Doom's gonna break your head.
Oh, I want it so bad.
It's really good.
Controversial opinion here, but Doom 2016 was my game of the year 2016.
No, you can have it.
Totally aware that Uncharted 4 came out that same year, but
no one remembers that one.
Uncharted 4, I would argue, is not a good game.
Yeah, we've had this argument before.
Great story, terrible game though.
But Doom looks so good. Every review I'm reading about is just saying it's Doom 2016, but bumped up another notch.
It really is.
It's bumped up and like everything's super like fleshed out, and every mechanic in that game plays with each other.
Yes.
Like to the point where
I love that.
There's so much shit. Like this will give you armor. If you do this attack, it'll give you health. And if you do this attack, it'll give you ammo. And if you do this, and they give you just so little of everything that you have to mix it up. You have to use everything at your disposal, or you're gonna lose.
I love that. I love games that give you this huge arsenal and you're kind of forced to use all of it.
Also,
that's why I like Doom 2016 a lot, because like it was built similarly, but you can kind of coast on like a single strategy. What I've been told is that the new Doom, like you have to just mix it up or else you're gonna die.
Well, I played it. What difficulty did you play it on?
I'm on Ultra Violence.
Okay, you're on the same. I did the mistake of going on nightmare mode, and after that, I wanted to just fucking lift barbells and just toss them.
So Ultra Violence is like hard mode, right? It's a step up from normal, and normal.
Yeah, it's a hard, and then there's harder. There's nightmare mode.
But there's like Ultra Nightmare, and
and
it gets worse than that too.
Yeah, it goes worse than that. There's like, if you die, it's over. It's like, fuck me.
So would you recommend starting on Ultra Violence then?
I recommend it starting at Nightmare and rip out your hair.
No.
I'm not doing that.
Ultra Violence is good. Here's the thing. You're using the controller.
Here's my
PC.
Here's my problem. Yeah, I made a mistake.
Well, because I try, so even on PC, I usually play everything with the controller, no matter what. But really? Doom, even Doom 2016, like just these Doom games specifically, I cannot use a controller. You need a keyboard, and I want it so bad. It's kind of fucking me up because just the amount of shit that they give you. You use a lot of keys, and I always just get like, oh, what fucking key was the flamethrower, or what key was the grenade? Like I forget I have grenades and shit. Because like there's just keys all over the place that you have to use. I'm just not used to.
I need a 4-button controller.
I need to pick it up.
A 4-button mouse so I can map the splelcher and the grenade to the other keys and all that stuff, and just go blah blah blah.
Yeah, so it's overwhelming at times the amount of shit you have because they throw it all at you like right in the beginning. Not all of it, but they give you a lot of it. Like even each one of your weapons has 2 different fire modes on it, so you can even switch the fire mode. Like there's just so much shit that you can just mix and match, combine, and just.
Dude, I'm getting the biggest.
But also, that game, one of the cool things is everyone has like a weakness. You get to those shield people and you have to use the plasma to like break open their shields and then rip them apart, like that kind of stuff. Like
you can shoot the weapons off of certain enemies so that they turn into melee enemies.
Right.
Cool.
Like
there's this YouTuber I like.
The big blob person, you can shoot off their guns. If you're playing on Nightmare, like that game turns into a strategy game.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. You have to like strategize how you kill something.
Even all the movement options, they added a double jump and a dash. There's like poles. There's like Prince of
2016 with the right runes, right?
Kind of, but here it's like they've designed each fighting like arena is designed around the movement options. So there's like poles that you can swing on and get to like higher levels of the area. There's dashing, so you can air dash and double jump and climb on the shit. It's fucking like they've thought about every aspect of the game and just intertwined it so perfectly.
I need to pick it up. I was
you need to play it on Nightmare.
There's this YouTuber I like who reviews a bunch of FPSs called G-Man Lives.
He ain't living.
Doom Eternal, and he basically he pretty much said the game is about as close to like FPS Nirvana as you can get. You guys agree with that?
Yes.
Yep. I would agree with that.
Yes. There's This game, if Pokimane had 40 tits and squirt milk everywhere and became a demon,
what the fuck are you saying? What are you saying? If Pokemon had 40 tits and squirt milk everywhere?
No, the Twitch personality. It's as close as that.
I had no idea what you were talking about. I was like, what?
If you combine all the Twitch girls into one thing, it's Doom Eternal. Except for they all hate you like real life, but it's set you get to press restart checkpoint. It's great.
I love it. I'm gonna check it out then. Definitely next paycheck next week. I'm picking this game up.
The story I don't think is as good as 2016. They kind of
we're really talking about Doom Story, a game.
I heard that there's actually a story in Eternal where 2016.
We really are.
Yeah. Well, because they feel like they're trying a little too hard with the story this time, whereas like in 2016 it was just kind of there, real tongue in cheek, but they didn't really play anything too seriously. Here it seems like they're actually like trying.
Do people actually come to Doom for the story?
No, but like
ever?
That's the thing is in 2016, it wasn't like there were hints at things, but it didn't stand out at all. But it was just enough to where you could like they would say something in the story and you'd be like, "Huh, that was pretty funny," and then just move on. But here they're like there's like cutscenes and shit.
Yeah, Doom 2016 story. It's told like entirely through the Doom Marines' like eyes.
Yeah.
And there's background stuff, but it's all in like audio logs and like files you could find if you want to read through it. So it's there if you want to read it.
Yeah. Here it's
more
more
what I like about the story is that like Doom guy doesn't care why he's killing demons. So the player doesn't care why they're killing demons. And if you do care about it, you can go ahead and read those logs. But I like that Doom guy's just there to fuck shit up. And that motive transfers over to you controlling them. And that's one thing I loved about Doom 2016. But I heard Doom Eternal story is actually kind of decent. And it ties in a lot to some of the other Doom games. And it makes some fan theories canon. I don't know if you guys got like really far into it yet.
I started over on Nightmare mode. So I'm still in pain and agony of last night.
Oh, I need to pick it up.
I want to punch trees.
It's on my list. I need to pick it up. I want it so bad.
It's super good. It feels like the design of the levels almost feels like because it's pretty much a straight line, but every so often there's like a branching path that they'll show you a secret. Like they'll straight up show you, hey, there's a thing here you can get, but you have to like figure out and like puzzle your way through the environment to try to find how to get to it.
It's yeah.
I love that. Fuck. God, the more you guys talk about this, the more I want.
And the platforming of that, I skipped the whole level by you're supposed to swing on something, and I'm like, screw it, I can get up there. And I get up there. It's great.
There's swinging and climbing and platforming. There's
felt so good.
There's a battle pass. Did you? There's like it's not really a battle pass, but after each level, your character has like a level. You can level up and unlock like skins, weapon skins, and character skins and like models and shit. Depending on how well you do. So like how well you do and how much shit you find, your character levels up after each mission.
Yeah.
They make it look like a battle pass, but it's not a battle pass. It just looks like one.
That's so cool. And the game has multiplayer too, right? Have you guys tried that?
I didn't. Well, it says beat the game. I didn't
try it.
You said they're not saying you can't play it before you beat the game, but they say beat the game first. But whenever that is for me, probably later tonight because I'm gonna be playing that game on ultra violence instead of nightmare mode because I'm really scared of one level on nightmare mode. That's just gonna. I might cry myself to sleep if I get there.
God,
well, the thing about that game is the same thing about like 2016 is they encourage you to play as like far as you can get, but also they encourage you to go back and pick up shit using the items you've gained so far. You can go back with your arsenal to any level and use it with the shit you've unlocked at that point, and then go back and it'll be easier, and you can find new shit to take into into the game.
Playing nightmare mode on cold on like those upgrades are fucking painful. I would love to do that with like a lot of upgrades and just go through it again. I mean,
like I tried one of those challenge rooms, one of the I forget what they're called. The thing you got to find the key for and do it. Yeah, I tried one of those. And got fucked up. And they were like, "Hey man, you can just keep playing, get some upgrades and shit, and come back and try it." And I was like, "Yeah, right on. That's what I'm gonna do." Like, because it was fucking incredibly difficult.
We forgot one of the coolest mechanics in the whole game.
What's that?
The 1-ups.
Oh yeah. And then so if you try one of those challenge rooms, it uses everything so if you have like, I think at one point I had like 8 1-ups. I had 8 extra lives and used them all in a challenge room. You don't get them back. It's just like when you die, it just you don't die. You just keep going. It gives you health back and you just keep going. I had 8 of those and used them all.
It's really good.
I need it.
You need.
I can only get so wrecked, man.
It's I'm telling you, man. This is the hottest Twitch girly you'll ever see, and her name is Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal.
Like, when I was playing Doom 2016, I felt like when I was playing, I was like, God, it's like this game was made for me. Like it's so good. It hits every box.
I did not feel that way, but I feel that way with this game.
Like it's tickling every good spot for me for Doom 2016.
No, don't get me wrong.
2016 definitely like reinvigorated my because I grew up on that shit, man. It was like Unreal Tournament, and I played a lot of like Star Siege Tribes and Quake and shit. So like there was just a lack of shit like that. Like once Call of Duties came out, everyone just turned into like the military shooter, and I'm gonna crouch behind this boulder and regen my health. Like it just there was just a void that needed to be filled. In Doom 2016, it took it a while, but
right. And it's just nice to have a game that is nice and hard and silly and doesn't take itself too serious, and it feels so good. It's like a blanket full of splinters that you go like, I am home.
And it looks amazing, and it performs fucking incredibly well.
On everything.
It's unimaginable how well the shit runs. Like I didn't have to configure anything. I'm at 4K, 60 frames, HDR. It fucking runs perfectly.
I had some chug on the PS4, but other than that, then it does run fantastic.
I need to get it. It's like this game was made for me. I need it.
Also, there's an FOV slider in the PS4, even though a lot of games don't have that, and it's really good.
The PS4
That's
version
cool.
has an FOV slider. Oh my god!
Yeah, it has an
That's
FOV
awesome.
slider. Yeah, you can crank it to 110. It's the only way you can. So instead of that box 90, you can crank it to 110. So
yeah, I'm like a 103.
Okay. I cranked it to 110.
It defaults to 90. Typically, console games are like 70, 75. So
yeah, I went to. That's probably why I have some chug because I cranked it to 110.
Yeah,
but
110 is a lot. I don't know if you, I don't know if you need it at 110. That's a lot.
No, but I wanted to see more. But also, there's one big fucking problem with this game with me.
Go on.
And it's in the audio department.
What's wrong with the audio?
Okay, so you're running around. If you're playing on Nightmare, if you're running around, I can't hear where the enemy is. And sometimes I'm running, and the enemy's like, "Hi, boo, dead."
You haven't set the headphone mode.
I did, and it also went, "Hi, boo, dead." Like I would go backwards. It's like, "Hi, enemies behind you, boo, dead." It's like I can't. The audio just sounds so muddy. I think they the music in it, but it's like I turned off the music, but it's just I can't. I need to know where the enemy is at all time, because if I don't, I'm dead.
Well,
And also, you have to know, and the game's pattern based. So if you play the game on Hurt Me Plenty, you're a bitch. You're an absolute pussy.
Play it at whatever difficulty you want. It's not.
You're a
difficulty
bitch.
shame.
Games are fun.
Games are fun, but you're a bitch.
And sometimes, in defense of playing on easy or normal, sometimes you just get off a long day at work. You want to come home, feel like a superhero for a minute.
I feel like
there's no shame in that.
I feel like Ultraman when I play on Nightmare. When you beat something, I'm like, I can rule the fucking world.
Yeah, and then you cranked it down like a little bitch. At least I started. I assessed my difficulty and started there and stayed there.
Yeah, but at least I had the balls to go into Nightmare and get fucking destroyed by the dominatrix that's name is Doom Eternal.
I mean, but what did you really do though? I mean, you got dominated. You realized like, oh, this is too hard for me, and then turned it down.
No, not really. I just went like, I will defeat me. I will not let you defeat me. I will defeat you. And it's like, all right, bitch, let's do this.
And then you turn the difficulty down.
No, after the 50th try, I mean, I ain't no bitch. I mean, I'll eventually get there. But I'm like, okay, all right, this game wants to own me. I'm okay. You own me. I give. And it's like, I mean, eventually, I will be able to beat that game on Nightmare mode. But it will take a lot of memorization and a lot of reflexes. And I'm old, and I can do it.
And that's totally fine, man. Like, just to get back on the point to all two of you listening, you can play games on whatever difficulty you want, man. You're the one playing it. You paid for it. You play how you want.
Bitch.
The one gripe I did have was with just I don't know. I feel like it's just too much variety. Not too much, but like it gets overwhelming. Like
that game does get overwhelming.
I got the chainsaw, I got the flamethrower, I got the grenade launcher. Oh, there's 2 different modes on this gun, and oh fuck, this gun's stuck on this mode. Let me switch it to the other mode, and it's a lot, man. It's a lot. You just feel like you're juggling with the controls a lot of the time.
I'm okay with having too much in the beginning because I played so many games that like restrict so much from you for so long. Like most JRPGs will like hide most of the game from you for fucking like double-digit hours.
Yeah.
And the new Rage is a perfect example. The game has so many weapons and power abilities.
And they all suck.
They're awesome, but they're hidden throughout the whole map, so you got to go find them.
And you can't find them because the whole design of that game sucks.
I don't think the game sucks. I think Rage 2 is pretty fun. The problem is it gets fun once you get everything, but it takes so fucking long to get everything.
I just wanted to kill things, and they made killing things boring. It was like being in a lecture hall.
I disagree completely. I thought it was a fun game.
The game absolutely crashed on my PC every time I played it. So I'm like, great.
I had 0 issues on my PC. Although I played the game much later. I got it on sale, I want to say 6 months after it came out.
And then the Xbox version runs like absolute crap.
Don't play it on Xbox. You got a PC, play it on PC.
Yeah, I told you, it crashed every time.
Point is, I don't mind if the game has too many options at the beginning because I can learn around them versus the game taking too long to give it to me. You know what I mean?
Also,
yeah,
that game is the same no matter what. You know how some games change up their AI for difficulty reasons?
Yeah.
This game's the same at any difficulty.
Okay, so the only difference are the stats on the enemies.
Yes, the stats and how much health you take. So if you go through that game on Hurt Me Plenty, it's almost the same pattern if you go through it as ultra violent.
I mean, so that's not too bad because then you'll learn how to fight them and efficiently fight them in a safer, lower difficulty environment.
Right, that game is not a roguelike. It's not going to throw something at you that you're like, oh damn, that's bullshit. It's just when it gets the nightmare, it just throws it at you quicker.
I'm okay with that. God, okay. I think that settles it then. I'm buying it. I'm picking it up.
Also, I know we touched on this, but I want to touch on this one last time, Wasabi, before we move on from Doom.
Yeah.
So you got the precision sniper?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. No, the one that you zoom in with the assault rifle.
Oh yeah.
And you can shoot things off and all that stuff. I think that's a cool mechanic. Just shooting things off.
Yeah, but you can do that with any weapon. So
right.
So you get 2 different mods for each weapon, and I feel like I settle on one thing for each weapon. It's right. Way so in the midst of everything else. Also, switching the mode of your weapon is that's just too much for me. So I settled on the shotgun. I settled grenade launcher, which I'm figuring out now. I can probably switch that off because you get a grenade launcher separately that you can just use whenever you want. But then so you get the sniper scope for the assault rifle, which I never use. I always use the rockets for it. I figure for the mods, I just settle on one thing because when I add that shit into the mix or when I hit that key by accident and I accidentally switch my mode, I'm like, oh fuck, what key was it to it's too much, I think. That part of it is too much.
That machine gun one I have no love for. That machine gun of the first one, I have 0 love for that one. I don't see why it's there.
Yeah. You talking about on the shotgun, the automatic?
Yeah.
It does damage very quickly, but
right.
If it's just the mods are weird, I think, just because I don't know, it's a whole other element that's just when you're in the midst of battle and this is you gotta memorize what mode your gun is. It's too much. I think that's that was the straw for me. It was okay, there's too many mods and I don't want to switch them in battle. I just want to have one and then keep it. Also, for the people out there, I just want to say this one last thing.
All right.
Chainsaws replenish. You don't have to, I'm do some 2016. You had to get refuel. You have to get fuel, and fuel was you have to find it, and there was not very much of it.
Yeah.
This game, don't worry about your
It's a cooldown.
It's a cooldown. I didn't know that.
Now? Yeah. Oh my god, that is amazing.
I didn't know that going in.
It's a long, but that was another thing for me. It was okay, do I have a chainsaw right now? Because it tells you in the corner if you look, there's a UI thing that says, "Hey, your chainsaw is on cooldown." But I found that in the midst of battle, I was not looking at my HUD at all. Like I was assessing my situation at all times.
Sometimes it's just easier just to swing and see what happens.
Just to hit it and see, okay, I don't have chainsaw, so just keep moving. Like but that was the other thing, is just like it was hard to just monitor everything while you're in the midst of battle, because it's just chaotic at all times. So I'm like, okay, I'm running out of ammo. I'm running out of, like, it'll tell you when you're running out of
health.
shit. Yeah, I'm running out of ammo. I'm running out of health. So that's when you gotta do, okay, I gotta do a glory kill. I gotta do even your punch has a cooldown. Like your punch has like a super swipe attack. And even that has a cooldown. Like there's just a bunch of things, and you never know when you have it until like you try to melee someone and they just fucking explode. It's like, okay, I had that and didn't realize.
Too much.
And that had
it's a lot, dude. It's a lot. Like once you actually play and you see all the shit you have, it's like, okay, there's a lot here.
I don't mind that too much because I'm a kind of weird comparison, but I play games with a lot of cooldowns already.
I went
to Diablo or Grim Dawn.
But see, those games are a lot slower paced. Like, what's on cooldown just by, you can just take a second and glance and like be like, okay, this is available, this is available. In Doom, it's so hectic that you just have no idea until you fucking try to use it, and you're like, oh, okay, I didn't have that, so I'm fucked. Or, you try to swipe this guy's and you're like, oh, it's on cooldown, I'm fucked.
All right, I'll give you that. I'll have to play it then and see. I like games that like expect a lot out of you.
This game expects a lot out of you. It expects a shit ton. That's why I said maybe play it a little above your ceiling. See how that is, because you're gonna get better.
Yeah, it feels great. It feels great at a higher difficulty.
I'll give it a try then.
Not like some people that play it on pussy mode. You bitches.
If you need to bump it down, bump it back up. It just lets you. It lets you just do it.
Here's my logic. If you paid $60 for that game, or you paid anything for that game, you bought the right to play it on any difficulty you're comfortable with.
Tell that to Dark Souls people.
Well, Dark Souls people are like, I like Dark Souls, but there's like this sense of elitism around it that's super frustrating.
That's why I can't play those games. That's why I can't play those games. There's a set of rules that you have to go by, and I don't want to play by your set of rules. Hi, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't look at anything.
Dark Souls, I'd argue that's the experience. Whereas like Doom, they're not really trying to set an experience for you. It's whatever
that is.
It's whatever you want out of it, and the experience is still good, no matter if it's like on easy mode or if it's on fucking crushing.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, if that game is crushing and you can get through it somehow, then you got my respect. Because playing on Nightmare, you got to be pretty good at games.
Okay, I'm gonna pick it up. That settles it. I'm buying it next week.
And even if it does, you can bump up the difficulty at any time, anywhere in the menu. Just saying, if you play this on, I'm just saying this. If you play it on the easiest setting, you're getting robbed. That's all. It's not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying
you should try to play it higher than you think. But like, don't be discouraged when you get your ass handed to you, because that's what the game's supposed to do.
It will give you your ass on a platter over and over and over, and it's fantastic.
It's already my like early game of the year.
Yeah,
like, that's in the running.
Early game of the year, and Animal Crossing is going to win the Golden Pinky. Sounds good.
Already? Jesus. All right, I'll pick it up then. You guys settled it. I'm picking it up.
You should. You should absolutely.
The first week I bought Doom, or about Animal Crossing for my wife. Next week I'm going to buy myself Doom. I never felt this way in a video game in a long time. Like, I feel alive.
I haven't felt it since Doom 2016 was the last time I felt it.
I feel alive.
Like, it was just, this game is just, there's a void and they're just filling it, man.
You know how you play games, you go like, oh, this is good. You're like, no, I feel like this is a video game. And it knows it. A lot of games like, we're not a video game. experience. Like this game's like, we got 1-ups. You can do this. You can do that. You can shoot this guy. You can, you know, we got skins. We got all this bullshit for you. We got good music. We got demons.
The soundtrack, dude. The fucking soundtrack. Oh, man. Forgot about the soundtrack. It's Mick Gordon. Mick Gordon again just fucking kills it.
Dude,
as expected.
I heard some tracks from it, and it's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, it starts out with the E1M1, like an E1M1 rendition. It's just fucking, yeah, soundtrack, golden.
Yes, it is. It is everything you ever dreamed of, and then some. It is the Pokemon of video games.
Yeah, that was Doom.
Fucking great.
I also played that Resident Evil 3 demo.
I sure didn't, and it's the greatest demo ever existed.
I am so glad you brought that up. I want to talk about it so fucking bad.
Yeah,
all right.
Dude, that shit was like, first of all, again,
intense.
another well optimized game. Like that was another game where like I remember there was a time where like I would load up a game and be like, okay, can I play this in 4K? And then immediately be like, nope. But like that shit started up in 4K, didn't have to change any settings. It was just, it knew what I needed, and 4K 60 HDR, just it was fine the whole way through.
Dude, same. I think it's better optimized than Resident Evil 2 was. It's running a lot smoother than RE2, which I'm playing right now.
Yeah.
And it plays so well. The game, it feels good. It's a good combination of here's the thing. So Resident Evil 2 focused more on like item management and puzzle solving, which is fine. I love that part of Resident Evil. But Resident Evil 3, the puzzles are a bit simpler, at least from the demo that I played.
Yeah.
But you have the looming threat of the Nemesis, and that changes everything because that motherfucker could come out of anywhere. It's insane. Like I felt like I was being stalked by like a horror movie monster.
Did it? Okay, so I'm not a Resident Evil guy. I hated those PS1 games. Fucking hated them, dude. I mean, I didn't like Resident Evil this like to the point where I got to this is the game I like was Resident Evil 5. So
really, not even 4.
Not even 4. 4 was almost there, but it was still like this is a pain in the ass to like control and shit. 5. You know what?
I'll give it to Wasabi. I felt the same way. 5 was that game.
Yeah.
For me.
Even the co-op made a huge difference too, because it was just like fun, dumb shit. But like, yeah, so like I'm very much not a Resident Evil fan. So I did not play Resident Evil 3, the original, or like most of the Resident Evil originals. While I was playing this one, I did not know. I didn't know about Nemesis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great.
I bet he was a big surprise when he showed up in the demo.
Like I knew he existed, I just didn't know. I didn't know what he was about though. I thought he was just like a boss and you kill him and then that was it.
No.
So when that motherfucker popped the fuck out, and the like, okay, first of all, you're talking about him like as if he could have come out at any time, but for me, it was only at the end.
So here's the thing. Here's where I fucked up. I knew he was going to be coming. I just didn't know when. So I dumped some of my shit in the item box that's there by that right outside where you first meet him.
In the donut shop?
Yeah, where you get the bolt cutters.
Yeah.
And I head out that door. I was not prepared for him because I didn't know he was going to show up. I didn't look at anything into this demo.
Yeah.
I just played it. And so I found the bolt cutters. I was like, cool, I'm going to dump some of this stuff. Use the bolt cutters to grab that shotgun. And when I left, he was there. And I was like, shit, I'm not ready for this yet. So I tried to run away from him, get away from him.
Not only that, but like, not only is he there, but fucking like, he charges your bitch ass almost instantly. Yeah. Like, you don't even have time to like even recognize, like, at least I didn't. Like, I was like, oh, okay, that's a crazy thing that this big ass motherfucker's doing to this zombie. And then like you look at him, he looks at you and charges your ass instantly, and then like kills you.
He didn't charge me.
Oh,
I had a
really?
different experience. Yeah, here's what happened. I turned around. I was like, I'm going back to the item box. I'm going to grab the grenade I put away because I didn't think I was going to need it yet because I thought I was going to grab the grenade with the shotgun. And so I turn around and I go to grab it, and he fucking shot his tentacles at me and pulled me towards him.
Shit.
That was the first thing he did to me, was he grabbed me with the tentacles and pulled me, and I was like, oh no, I'm so fucked.
Yeah, as soon as I walked through that door, I saw we like locked eyes, and he was like, just fucking charged my ass, instant killed. I was like, what the fuck was that? and then I did it like 4 more times. So I just didn't know what to do, and every time he just charged my ass and killed me. I was like, I have no idea what to do here.
The dodge is actually pretty effective.
The dodge is good.
I was able to use that. I don't know if this is a thing the game gave to me, but if I do like a really like, what it looks like is if I do a really clutch like last minute dodge, the screen kind of like turns white to let me know like, hey, you did a perfect dodge. Did you ever get that?
Oh no, I wasn't. So I was a little bitch. I did not get close enough to anything to. I did once to try I tried knifing a couple dudes, and this just didn't work. I was like, I should be able to knife dudes because like I conserve my shit. Like I play like super conservatively. So like I don't want to shoot. I don't want to shoot anything. I don't want to use any items. I just want to like knife anything if I can. And they don't let you do that.
I feel like the game gives you enough ammo, you don't need it. But you're totally right, because like the zombies, I feel like they're more aggressive in 3 than they are in 2.
Yeah, like especially since like you'll kill. First of all, it takes like 3 headshots to even put them down. But even once they go down, they get back up unless you like make sure they're fucking dead. Like put a couple extra rounds in them. Yeah.
Yeah, they got me a bunch of times. I would walk by or try to knife them, and the thing is, they're so fast. You go to knife them, and they're already on you. Like fuck. I got to the habit of like double tapping like every zombie I killed just to make sure they were dead.
Yeah, I thought they were like respawning because I was like, I swear I killed these 3 guys, and now they're walking again. I thought they were respawning, so I was like making double sure to like put extra bullets in them. Anything I saw lying on the ground, I was putting bullets in them. They give you a lot of ammo, so I guess that's what they want you to do, but it just didn't feel like.
Which I'm okay with, because like my experience was different because like I wasn't really I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of looking and stuff, like looting shit. And I had so much ammunition, so much stuff I was putting away in the box. Yeah. And I put away some like critical items. Like I need like the fire hose, for example.
Oh yeah.
That was in the box. And then I had to deal with Nemesis. So I had to circle all the way around while avoiding him to get my fucking fire hose back and to open up the door to get the shotgun. And it adds this extra layer because in Resident Evil 2.
So when you ran into him, you still had like unfinished business.
Yes.
Because I had taken care of everything, and then like I already had my hose on me. I already had the shotgun. I had like a couple grenades. Like when I ran into him, I was ready, but I just didn't know. Like
I had a ton of stuff to do. I got the code to that what was it, that safe? So I was planning to do that. Like I was making a mental checklist. Like, okay, this is all the shit I have to do. Now that I found the bolt cutter, I can start doing everything. And then he shows up after I'd put shit away in the box, and I forgot if there was another box in the area. So I had to run back around to get to that. And the thing about him is he shows up in random places. He's not like I don't know if this is how it works.
Scripted to show somewhere.
Yeah, because in Resident Evil 2, you have someone chasing you, that tyrant, Mr. X. But I feel like he's on. You can tell where he is. He won't show up at random. At least for me, he doesn't. As long as I pay attention, I can kind of figure out where he is. He kind of stays. If I left him in one side of the police station, I know he's there. It takes a minute to catch up with me somewhere else. But this fucking dude, I could run away from him, go through a building, and when I go through the other door on the other side of the building, he's jumping over the wall, waiting for me. Like it's fucking scary.
Yeah, I didn't get to
moments where like I fought him in a room, and I'll like leave the room, and then like 2 feet later, he's like busting through a door right in front of me, and I'm like, shit. So he's more of a constant threat to deal with because he shows up like seemingly at random, which is cool for me because Resident Evil 2 focuses a lot on puzzle solving and backtracking, which inadvertently I had to deal with because I still had unfinished business in that side of the map. But you add that extra element of this dude fucking with you, it's a whole other level. Like I feel like I'm in a horror movie. Like when you're
Yeah, I
watching a
didn't.
horror movie and you see you're telling that guy like, don't go in there, don't go in there. Well, now I'm the guy and I have to fucking go in there if I want to finish this game. And then that's how it felt to me. And it felt so good. I was scared and tense, and I had to think on my feet because once he's there, he's gonna get you. You can try to run or fight or do something, but you got to make a decision. Because if you just sit there like, oh, he's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, I didn't
And
get
I
to
had a
see
lot
that
of
at all.
yeah, I felt that a lot. Like, try to go through that door and set him off early and try to do your business while he's still running around. It's a totally different game. it's And if this is how the rest of the game kind of plays out, I'm into it, dude. Like, I'm into it.
Yeah, and
I
even
had a
like,
lot of moments where, like, he pops out and tries to hit me, and I'll reactively like dodge, and the screen will like kind of glow white, and I think that's to let you know like you did like a perfect dodge.
yeah,
It's really cool, and I had a lot of moments like that. I never did it with a zombie, surprisingly, but I did it a couple times with Nemesis, and it felt really good. Like, after playing, I was like, "Fuck, I need to get this game."
there were a couple moments where like there's you can take like a little side path and they'll hide a zombie like behind you. So when you like walk past, you're like, oh, there's a zombie in this area, and you kill that one, and you think you're safe, but behind you someone came up. Like there was a time where where I thought it was safe, and then they hit something off camera that was like, oh, yo, I'm gonna get you, motherfucker.
The
Like,
scariest moment I had in that game was and it reminds me of what you reminded me of it when you were explaining the zombies. When you're going through that like that warehouse where the safe is,
yeah,
there's a couple corpses on the floor, and I would stab them, and the knife would hit them, but they wouldn't move. So I'm like, okay, cool, they're dead bodies, and there's a couple of them. And when I did my business there, I was running back to go open that safe because I had the code now, and Nemesis was chasing me. Those same corpses I thought were corpses got up on my second way through.
well, I kept
And so
expecting
now
that to happen, but I never like that never happened to me.
what's
Like whenever I
scary is I
saw,
recognized them. I've recognized them. They were already up when I got there. Like there's this one corpse when you're going through the warehouse, you're about to leave, and you look to the right, that set of stairs, all that junk on the floor. There's like a black girl that's sitting there, and like the way she's positioned, I'm like, that'd be perfect like position for a zombie. I went and stabbed her. She didn't get up, so I was like, okay, cool. So she's a dead body. On my way back, she fucking was waiting by that same door and grabbed me while the Nemesis was chasing me. And I recognized the character model, and I was like, fuck, that's great. This is a threat I didn't have to deal with on my first time through, but on my way back, now it's a threat, and I love that.
yeah, like maybe it like rearranges stuff like randomly every playthrough.
Maybe, I don't know, but like
Because the only
this lady, I
time,
swear to God, she was dead. I swear to God, she was dead. And when I was coming back, when the Nemesis was chasing me, that's when she was there. And I recognized the character model. I was like, that's that same fucking corpse that I thought was dead like 10 minutes ago when I first came through. And it was really cool.
the only time someone got up that I didn't expect was when like I was in the toy store, and there was like a construction worker zombie there, and I was like, I'm not gonna put a bullet in his head because these guys never get up. And then of course that one got up and fucked me.
Like
But
I make the game sound harder than it is, but it's not too hard because the game gives you enough like equipment to deal with it.
yeah,
And that's why I like it. It's not like Resident Evil 2 where like every time you get bit, it's like, fuck, this is the end of the world. Because Resident Evil 3, it like knows you're gonna get bit, you're gonna spend a lot of bullets, so the game gives you enough equipment to prepare for it. And I like it a little bit more than 2 for that reason. It's because the fear, there's still some fear, you know, you don't want to waste ammo, you want to be careful with it.
yeah.
But now you have to deal with like reacting to things. The game throws stuff at you that you're not prepared for. You have to think quick. You have to make a survival choice like right then and there. And I love that. I love that that game does that to you. Like I feel like I'm in a horror movie when I play through Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, I was in it pretty much from the beginning, so I'm definitely
All
Gonna go
right.
through that when it comes out. The knife seemed completely useless, though. Am I okay? So I'm
Now here's
like,
another thing I wanted to ask you since you played the demo, and one last question, and we'll drop the subject. But
Yes.
when you got grabbed by a zombie, there's like an icon that shows up to like
oh
mash the mouse
yeah,
button. I never fucked that up, but I don't know what it does. Do you know what that does?
well, okay, because I always fucked it up. I don't know. Well, for me, I was using a controller, so for me, it was the A button. I assumed it wanted me to like mash the A button to like knock off the zombie, but fucking it gives you like a split second to hit it, and I never fucking hit it. So I don't know what that was. Every time.
I know I would nail it because I see the bar would like fill up, so I know I nailed it. The zombie would still bite me. What I think it is.
What was that?
That's my wife, she got scared.
The zombie
a bug
there
in the house or something. Probably a bug in the house and not scared. Are you okay, baby?
Play Animal Crossing. It's gonna be okay.
Anyway, what I think it does, because the bar filled up for me and it would still bite me. I think that bar is there to prevent you from getting knocked to the floor. That's what I think.
Is it? Okay, maybe I did hit it then. I don't know, because I would see it and I would be like, oh, okay, mash the button, mash, and then like I would still get bit, and I'm like, okay, did I miss it? Did I fuck it up? Or
see, I think once a zombie grabs you, you get bit anyway. But I think that bar determines whether you get taken down to the floor or whether you get to stand up.
Maybe I'll just let it happen. Maybe I'll load it up again, just let it happen and see.
That's what I'm gonna do. I plan on doing that after this podcast to see what happens.
Let it happen.
You've
been playing a lot of that game.
Who, me?
No, Rick. Every time I see him, yeah, the 3 demo.
I only played it once, like last night, because here's my thing. I believe games come in 2 different types, and I'm gonna borrow some of this from Ego Raptor. There's junk food games, and then there are like main course games. A junk food game to me is a game I can just like consume without having to give too much attention to it. You know, games like Diablo, Animal Crossing, Diablo, games I can play with a podcast in the background.
I feel like there's 4 categories now, in my opinion.
And then there's main course games I sit down, I have to like absorb and enjoy. Games like Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3 or like God of War, for example, Doom, you know, games that like
Doom will kill you.
They're not podcast games. These are games that you're playing, and this is a game that you are dedicated to. And I waited till I had the right time to play Resident Evil 3, the demo. Even though it's been out since like March 19th, I didn't get to play it till last night, March 23rd. And that was because I didn't have anything to do. I was off work. I didn't have to work early in the morning, so I didn't have to worry about having to go to bed early and stop my game halfway through. Wife was asleep. So I was like, now's the perfect time to play Resident Evil 3. And it was amazing. And I plan on playing it again after this podcast. It was so good.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. All right.
The one other thing, I tried to play Ori on PC, Xbox Game Pass version.
What happened? And
fuck, dude, that game is just broken. That shit is fucked up, man. Like it ran fine, runs perfectly well, but like the audio is completely fucked. Like
really on PC?
I didn't run into that issue, but that game does have its issues, so I'm not gonna.
Audio, like every like couple seconds, it would like make this obnoxious fucking and just fucking keep doing the I was like, dude, what the fuck is it? I was like, dude, I can't play this game. What?
Doom did the same thing on PS4.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like something going around, man.
On the loading screen, it would go like.
No, this was not. This was not during load. This was like during playing, trying to play the game. It's just it sounded like, you know, like when a PC game crashes and it's just like whatever sound it was making, it gets stuck making that sound.
Doom made the same noise.
I have no idea what it was. I went on Reddit and looked it up, and like there were tons of people having the same problem. they were like, try install the game to your SSD, it'll be better. And then no, same shit. Just so
I didn't have that problem, but it is PC, so one person has a problem, the other person doesn't.
Yeah.
It's like Arkham Origins.
So that's if I can't fix that, then I cannot play that game.
I beat Ori and the Blind Forest too.
Yeah, tearjerker.
Yes, that game is so pretty.
It's a beautiful game. I just wish it wasn't fucking.
Wish it ran better.
It ran fine. It was just that sound. The sounds it was making. I was like, this is ruining it.
It is affecting your zhuzh, isn't it?
Yeah, man, my zhuzh.
You're like, oh, I can't even concentrate on this game because it's bullshit.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna put a.
I'm sure they're working on it. That game seems like it's been in development hell for a little bit, and it coming out in this state is weird. Also, it's even worse on Xbox. You want to know? It runs like a fucking. It runs like a game that shouldn't be on that platform. You buy a console game, you expect it to run. That game does not.
Yeah, it was ran perfectly. It was just the sounds it was making could not do it.
I mean, hopefully it gets patched, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I played.
Yeah, I beat Ori. I think I played some other stuff. I mean, till we can go back to work or whatever. It's just more Animal Crossing and more other stuff. I mean, Ace Combat's on the store, so I need to check that out on Game Pass.
Oh, that's on Game Pass now?
It's on Game Pass now, Ace Combat. It's on the Xbox. I installed it. So I'm like, I want to try the weird Ace Combat game.
It's weird, man. Like Kojima spirits all through that.
Yeah. I want to play the weird aircraft game. I mean, I'm sure it's different from the from where it was, where it's literally stealing oxygen from grandma, but I want to know. I mean, and I've been testing out other games on stuff like some games just doesn't run very well on Xbox. I'm like, all right, I'm going to install the PC version.
Yeah, well, the one game you should be playing on PC, you're not playing on PC.
What is that?
Doom.
Oh, Doom. Oh, well, Doom runs great on everything.
Yeah.
Doom is a constant of it is fantastic.
But that's just the one game, like, even regardless of anything else, how it runs or how it looks, like I need a mouse for it though.
I don't need a mouse, but I definitely need, well, say the FOV thing. I need that thing, that game, maybe it's just me. I feel like one of those ultra wide monitors would fit that game perfectly. I'm not saying I will buy one of those, those curved ones.
Yeah.
Like, those would be cool. That's how I feel about that. But, oh well. It is what it is. But yeah, Doom is absolutely fantastic. All right.
So we've been talking about games we've been talking about games we like for like an hour. Let's move on to some news.
You know what? People don't complain about Giant Bomb when they that, so fuck it. Games came out. We were excited about Doom.
Yeah, and in part of gaming news, the PS5 system architecture finally went out, and we have a much closer look.
Can I give a massive fuck you to Walt Culture?
Oh, sure. Why?
Because they literally put out a video saying the PS5 announcement was boring and bad. Then get the fuck out of gaming.
I'm of two minds here. There's two sides to that argument, but like,
well, they said it was disappointment. Oh, that reveal is disappointment. I'm like, I don't know who you expected. They
Well, so okay, here's the thing. So Sony came out on Twitter and was like, "Hey guys, we're gonna finally talk about the PS5. Join us live on our fucking. We finally show you, or we finally give you what you want." And they kind of hyped it up to motherfuckers as if it was gonna be this
give
thing.
What they wanted. They did give them what we wanted. Cold, hard specs.
When you make an announcement like that, like I think you expect to see like games, comparison videos.
You expect to see something, and
not just
that
like
was something.
Release.
They gave you an actual meal.
So here's what they say. So Merc Cerny came out. So this was supposed to be a GDC. They were supposed to do this at GDC, but since GDC was canceled, they had to give us just a video. Merc Cerny just standing up there talking about the PS5, right?
Yeah. Corona Chan came and said nope.
Corona Chan, Jesus.
So, like, how long was it? Like an hour, 45 minutes or something like that? And no. However long it was pretty long. He goes in depth about like everything that the PS5 is going to be.
It was 53 minutes.
53 minutes. So he comes out and says, yeah, 3 key principles, and here's what we're planning. CPU, same as Xbox Series X, AMD Zen 2, 8 cores, 16 threads, but the clock speed is a little lower. On the CPU, it's 3.5 gigahertz max clock speed on the CPU, which means like it can go up or down, but it's capped at 3.5. Whereas on the Xbox, I think it's they said 3.6 to like 3.8, but it's either one of those is going to be locked at one of those. No matter what the temperature is, no matter what it's doing, it's either 3.6, 3.8. The devs can decide whatever they want to target.
Right.
So the CPU and the PS5's clocked a little slower. The GPU, again, same as Xbox One, Series X, except they've got 36 compute units clocked at 2.23 gigahertz, which is... It goes two ways. So the Xbox Series X has, 52 compute units?
Does it?
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's 52, and they're clocked at... So the GPU clock speed on the Xbox is slower on the GPU, but they have more compute units, whereas the PS5 has less compute units, but it's faster. And altogether... They'll balance out, but still, if you're talking about teraflops, the PS5 has less teraflops, like 10 teraflops to Xbox's 12.
So if we're talking like pure hard numbers, the Xbox One's a bit more powerful.
The Series X is, but
just a little bit. Just a little bit. Right. But the numbers don't really mean that much, because aside from that, the approach to the hardware, they're doing 2 completely different fucking approaches here. So it could still be anyone's game.
Yeah.
The PS5
the games, man. Like we had a couple game announcements, but I want to see like more games.
Yeah, and that's part of my problem is that so Mark Cerny went up and he talked all this good stuff about the PS5 stuff. It sounds great, right? On paper it sounds great, but I for one need to see it in action. I can't take the words of the people who are trying to sell me the thing. You can't talk to me trying to sell the thing and expect me to believe everything you're saying word for word without actually showing me it in action. Like the thing that Xbox did was they let people touch the thing and let those guys show me. They let a third party tell me, hey, no, the things that they're saying is true. You know, hey, they're saying that you can launch a game this fast. Here, let me show you it launching that game this fast and switching to another game this fast. Like they let people show you that on the Xbox, whereas PS5, Mark Cerny comes out and he's like, "Hey, remember Jak 2? Like a PS2 game that came out fucking decades ago? Like, yeah, those guys were doing something. They were doing this, and we're kind of doing that with this, but we're not going to show you anything because, you know." Like, I don't know. That's kind of where it lost me. Whereas he brings up Jak 2 and he brings up Dead Space, and like, okay, these are old ass fucking games, man. You don't have anything new to show us, anything recent at least.
Yeah.
But the stuff he's talking about is great. Like he's talking about the SSD is going to be. This is stuff that doesn't even happen on PC. Like the SSD is integrated into everything. Like every fucking thing on that system is integrated into that SSD, which is why it's so important. Is because even the graphics, the graphics card, everything's custom made, so that it integrates with the SSD performance. So he's talking about instantaneous reads and writes. So no loading. Yeah, like 8 gigs a second. So no loadings whatsoever. When you fast travel, you fucking go there. When you die, get a game over, continue, no loading, you're right back in it.
That's great. I need to see that in action.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to see.
You know what's going to happen? People are going to artificially put loading screens in there, aren't they?
You might want to not make really a loading screen, but like, hey, you died, press A to continue type shit.
I feel like sometimes with the Dark Souls things, they make those long continues just to fuck with you.
Yeah, well, those games just had like, I remember Bloodborne was a problem.
Yeah, Bloodborne.
Bloodborne still runs like shit. I had a PS4 Pro, and it has a PS4 Pro boost mode for performance, and it still runs like dog shit.
Yeah. So it's it's one of those things where like if it works as they say it works, then I'm all for that.
Yeah, same.
He even said with the SSDs that so Xbox has their own proprietary hard drives, like you can't swap those out. But you can add an additional terabyte through the back. Remember they showed that?
Yeah, didn't Sony say they're going to do the same thing, or they're going to do the same thing but different?
PS5 is you can use whatever hard drive you want. But it has to be rated for it has to be like not authorized, but they're going to be going through and certifying certain hard drives to say like, hey, this is certified for PS5. It's going to give you the performance that we say that it'll give you. So they'll let you use
your experience with like a bad hard drive or something.
Yeah. So they'll let you swap it out, whatever you want, but to get the performance that they're rating, it has to be certified through them. And they said that they're going to be doing that certification stuff. Again, they're saying they're going to do it, but that's a lot of work to be doing for every hard drive manufacturer that's out there. Maybe not everyone they'll do. Maybe they'll just certify like a certain brand or like, hey, these are the Sony PS5 hard drives. You get them here or whatever.
Or maybe there's like a spec list they can release. Like, hey, if it has these specs, it'll work. You know?
Yeah. I mean, if you're a type of person that's swapping out hard drives, I would imagine you're pretty savvy enough to know, like, yeah, this is what I want.
Yeah. Also, I don't think the Xbox Series X is still going to use that dashboard of the Xbox. It's still a very resource hog anyway. So even if it uses all that 13 teraflops or all that bullshit, it's still running Windows 10 in the background.
They've shown it, dude. They've shown it.
Yeah, I know they've
shown it. It works as they say it works. It's instantaneous. You can drop out of a game, load up another game.
I saw that too, and it looks great. I'm just saying, like, that interface is the Xbox interface. That Xbox interface is painful. Now this will make it no pain. This will be no pain, all gain.
Yeah, so I know people are saying like, well, I got an SSD in my PS4 and it doesn't fucking perform that fast. That's because
it's not optimized for it.
Yeah, the games have to be created specifically for SSD in mind. Even on PC, games aren't made for SSDs. The one game on PC that's made for an SSD is Star Citizen, and that's not even a game yet.
Because a lot of those games are still accounting 7200 RPM drives, 5200 RPM drives. We're only getting to the point where SSDs, PCIEs, and even in lower notebooks don't even come with hard drives anymore.
Yeah. So even you mentioned PCIe 4.0 doesn't exist yet, even on PCs. But this is the stuff that these consoles are going to be using. Like, so you got to understand that they're using shit that doesn't exist yet, even on current existing PC hardware. This stuff doesn't exist yet.
The reads write speeds for SSDs have gone like 4 times higher than it was. Wasn't the read write speeds for SSD like 500 MB when it came out?
Yeah, and they're getting faster, they're getting bigger, and also more expensive. So,
well, it's the faster the read speeds. Like, you ever wonder why your iPhone or your Android phone is as fast as it is? It's because of those SSD. Those solid state.
Flash memory just. So yeah, he spent a good chunk of time talking about the SSDs, and then like works in like Jack 2, and I'm like, at this point, that was when I was like, Jack 2, yeah, like
we get it. You love Jack 2.
Even if he loves Jack 2, just don't like. If you have nothing to show us, don't show us Jack 2. Like that was my thing. It was just like.
So I didn't watch the presentation. What was up with Jack 2?
So Jack 2 uses like he was just talking about how he was talking about how that game specifically loaded in its regions on PS2. How the game was sectioned off to kind of optimize loading. Like there were no load screens in that game. It was all just, hey, it's designed in such a way that we know the character is going to be over here, and we can optimize the loading of this area, and the player doesn't have to know by getting interrupted by a load screen. It's pretty much what he was saying. I think. So he's saying they can get back to that kind of stuff, that kind of design philosophy in video games, by optimizing for SSDs, pretty much. So yeah, that's a good thing to kind of want to work for. No load screens is ideal. The less time you're waiting for a game and playing it that's the better.
What other game on PS2 have load screens?
Sorry, but if I'm hearing this right, he wanted to show off the future of gaming by showing us a game that was 17 years old.
Yes, exactly. And then he does it again. He does it again with audio. They're putting a huge emphasis on audio now.
So is the Xbox.
So is the Xbox, but I don't think they're taking it to this degree. At least if they are, they haven't said it.
The Xbox has a dedicated audio chip as well.
But they all do though, I think.
But this is dedicated to only audio.
He talked about HRTFs, which is head-related transfer functions. If you don't know what that is, I don't blame you, because I'm a bit of an audio nerd.
7.1?
This is not even. There's no point ones involved in this. This is all done in software. It's just software and algorithms, and
so it's not even surround sound. It's just insanity.
It's surround sound, but you don't need special equipment to take advantage of it. It'll work on whatever you have.
Really?
So if you have fucking cheap ass earbuds, it'll work. But if you do have a 7.1 fucking surround sound set of headphones, it's gonna fuck this up. It's gonna fuck this up. Because the whole point is like no additional processing. Would you have additional processing on it? It's gonna fuck it up. That's why I say 7.1 headphones is a scam. If you bought 7.1 headphones, fucking sell them if you can, and just get some normal stereo headphones, and surround sound you want, you can get in a normal pair of headphones. It's always been that way too. But so he talks a very long time about how they're taking care of audio, and then he uses Dead Space. He uses Dead Space as an example, and I'm like, dude, you can't just like throw together like a demo real quick and just like show us the audio in action. Like again, it's fine to want to have like a target, but it's just a little weird that he's like throwing this old stuff, and he's like, I have a little classic game I like called Dead Space. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a classic. I forgot how he said it. It's like, oh yeah, old school game I like called Dead Space. I'm like, it's not quite old school.
An old school game.
Yeah.
That hurts.
We're getting old.
Yeah. But again, like the audio stuff, super fucking cool. But like, I don't know, as a consumer, I don't feel like I need to know. That's not what I need to know as a consumer, right?
You will know soon enough.
Of course, yeah, soon enough, but
I mean, it sounds like it was there to like to show off to the people who care a lot about tech.
Yeah.
Right, it was a GDC conference. It was a GDC conference, so
it never happened.
So they were speaking to like developers and shit, of course, but they shouldn't have hyped it up on Twitter and shit. Like, oh guys, we're gonna fucking got some announcements to make. Like,
I see what you mean.
They should have just said tech
specs. If it come out at GDC like it was intended to, GDC like attendees who are all game developers.
Yeah,
would have been excited to see that because like, oh, now I can design my game around this or design my game around that.
Yeah,
but now that because they put it on Twitter and they made it a public thing to the normal consumer like you and me who just wants to play video games, I can see where it's underwhelming.
Yeah, especially
I'm sure
since
developers are like creaming their jeans at that, but you know, with us, we're like,
oh, I'm sure, yeah, of course,
yeah.
But like when you give it to like when you make an announcement to the consumer, like, hey guys, we're making announcements. This doesn't speak to any consumer is going to look at this and go, like their eyes just going to glaze over and be like, dude, this doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Like, so that's why a lot of people were disappointed, is because they themselves put it out there as something that people should care about, where in reality they just had really nothing for the consumer.
I see what you mean. I mean, the specs sound interesting, and I can't wait to see what devs do with it. But until then, we'll have to wait.
I honestly want to say this one point with Sony. I feel like they're trying to optimize the hell out of the PS5 so they don't have those wild swings like you do with the PS4 or the Xbox One or the they want to just have a stack. If you're an indie dev, you might want to shoot for this one. If your game is this, a high-end game, you should shoot for this.
Well, that's what like both of them are kind of doing the same. They're saying, hey, everything on these consoles is consistent and reproducible. Like even though the PS5 is using a form of like boost clock, you know how you buy like an Intel CPU and it's like hyper threading and it'll say mode. Hey, yeah, boost mode. Like that's pretty much what the PS5 is. That's what the PS5 is doing, but it's not based on. So on PC, it's based on thermals. Whatever, if you have low temps, it'll boost up higher. And if you have high temps, it'll pretty much like overclock itself automatically until it fucking overheats, and then it'll go down. That's what a PC does. PS5 is not doing that. PS5 is saying it's based on like power. So if it has the power to spare, it'll go higher. And that's all based on what the developer needs. And the developer can say, hey, we got some power to spare. Let's throw some more of this at it.
It just seemed like they want consistency with their box.
Yeah. And they both seem like they have the consistency. So
right. Because if you ever play a game on PS4 and you play a game on Xbox, you play a game on PC, let's just take the PC out of it. But there's wild swings there. A game running on PC will always, depending on your hardware, but let's pretend you have pretty good hardware. Let's pretend your hardware is really good. It's going to perform better than the PS4 or the Xbox all the time. If you have some of these games, like the Xbox, if you got like an original Xbox, it will always perform poorly depending on your setup. And that's the problem. And I feel like now they're going to be more in line with, if you buy a PS5 game or an Xbox Series X game, they're going to be a little bit more in line.
Yeah.
You're going to expect a constant good you're not going to have these wild swings like Digital Foundry looks like. Okay, this game chugs here. This game runs worse with the Xbox One version. The PS4 has always kind of been kind of constant, but it has a few games that hasn't been.
Yeah.
I just hope the box ain't ugly. I don't want my virtual girl come over and go like, "What the hell is that?"
That was the other thing. People were being like I know Clef 5 was saying like, "Oh, this thing seems very They're optimizing thermals in this. It seems like, with the Xbox, if you put that thing under, we're only saying that because we know what the Xbox looks like, right? Like,
yes,
we know,
it looks like a big ass tower,
and that thing is optimized for thermals. Like, that thing is built. It looks like that because of fucking temperatures. Like, that thing is made to dissipate heat. Like, we don't know what the PS5 looks like. We have no idea what the PS5 looks like, so we can't say how it's going to perform when it comes to thermals.
We haven't seen its controller. We haven't seen anything really. We just know what the specs are, and that's it.
We know what the specs are, and you can't really say anything about thermals when it comes to that. Though they did talk about thermals, so I know thermals is a big important thing as well. Like the thermals and the fan noises, like they talked about all that. So they know it's a problem. So, but both sides know it's a problem. I'm sure they're doing.
Wasn't the PS4 the one that was talking about? Oh, the fan kicks up and then it kicks down on certain applications. Like,
oh no, it does not. No, it does not.
It really doesn't. But I'm just saying that.
Exactly, it's
reality.
That's why I can't believe what they just say. I have to see it in action.
Right. It's what they say. It's just one of those things. It's like, oh, okay. You're like, oh, the fans and all that stuff. Why don't you just liquid cool the damn thing? Why don't you just sell a special one with liquid cooling at that point?
Or vapor chambers.
Or vapor chambers or whatever. Whatever Xbox were like, we got this thing called vapor chambers. Look, I'm fine with fans. That's not the point. But I'm just saying, for the crazies out there, I'm sure there's people out there that would buy a liquid cooled PS5 for $100 more and go like, I got something for you. I wouldn't do it because it's only a few degrees lower if you do that.
Yeah, it's basically room temperature at that point.
Right. It's, the whole point of fans is to blow the air out, not in.
Or, you could take it. There's two. You can take fresh air in, or you can blow hot air out, or you can do both.
Right.
But it seems like the Xbox is made to just get rid of the fucking tainted as opposed to taking mostly fresh air in.
Yeah, so. A fan basically takes air in, cools the computer down, and then blows the hot air out.
Yeah. But I'm saying sometimes you can only do one of those things.
Right.
So seems like we haven't seen the X. Yeah. So, but that was basically it. I don't know. Is there any more questions from?
It's exciting to see what's happening next. We'll just have to wait and see for it to actually happen.
Yeah.
We're not going to know for sure until it comes out, which is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the systems to come out, see what the reviews have to say, see what games are announced for it, and then check it out from there.
We forgot to talk about backwards compatibility. I think some people are very confused, but because
Sony said so. They're confused as they should be because Microsoft's approach is, hey, we're fucking tackling. We're gonna try to get as many games as possible backwards compatible from every platform of ours, which is what they should be doing. That's the right answer. Sony, on the other hand, Sony was not a lot less clearer on the matter. They were like, hey, there's gonna be. I don't know what they said. If they said like hundreds or thousands, but they said there's going to be hundreds of games available backwards compatible at launch.
I don't even know what that means. I know what that means, but it's like, how come this doesn't work from the jump?
Basically, like there's going to be games that are not. Yeah.
So does that mean on the developer side they have to go in and patch it?
That's what it sounds like.
Run?
That's what it sounds like to me. Whereas Microsoft was like, "Hey, the developers don't have to do any extra work. The shit is just gonna work."
It's because theirs runs on the Windows 10 core, and all they have to do is just literally run that in VMware.
Yeah, and
or Sony's not. Maybe it'll run native, but they could do that way.
Sony's changed their architecture so much throughout their generations. It's hard for those games to just run. I know back like every time they release a new console, they put the chip into that console from the previous generation. Right. So like
the PS2 with the PS3.
Yeah, they've always had that chip in there so that it would just run. But they stopped doing that on the PS4. Like so they stopped doing that late into PS3 and then PS4. So like that's why the early PS3s, all those PS2 games just worked. Because it had that chip in it.
Also, that backwards compatibility for PS1, they used that for audio. So that it had a use with the PS2.
Yeah.
So even if it was back compat, like, oh, you can play your PlayStation games on the PS2. It had, they put that chip for when it's not in PlayStation mode. They use it for, like, I think it was audio. Almost certain.
Yeah.
It did something.
So, like... I get it.
I guess my thing is, I mean, how many 360 games that are backwards compatible except for Dishwasher? 500 and Vampire Smiles. There's like 500 of those games and they run like crap, but they're there. And I'm happy they are there. Not saying that they run like crap, but some of those games back there are rough. And they should be there.
That's why it's good that like they have devs kind of patching their own games. This way the devs can be the ones to put it out there and make it work instead of like
a lot of those devs aren't around anymore, so
fair enough.
Someone has to like if it just works, like if it can just like if you can pop it in and it just works, not even if it works perfectly, but I'm saying if you can just pop it in and like get something, you're already halfway there. Like, and that's what a lot of those Xbox games do. Like, you can just pop it in. You pop it in, and you at least get something, even if it's not perfect.
Now, here's one thing that bugs me with it. If they're going to have devs be the ones to make it work, is it going to take advantage of that hardware? Maybe we can see better performance out of PS4 games?
I guess the problem I see with it is when you port up those PS4 games, does it become a PS5 game?
I was talking about this with someone, one of my friends earlier, and she said, like, she was like, "Oh, you wonder if Final Fantasy VII is gonna transfer into PS5?" And I'm like, it's possible. I mean, like, them shit's gonna take a very long time to finish. So, but then she was like, "But no, no one's gonna buy a PS5 just for like Part 2 and Part 3." And I'm like, at the very least, they're releasing both.
That has happened.
Even with Final Fantasy, it's happened.
Yeah, I mean that scenario has happened countless times.
Yeah,
I mean that's. I mean, maybe not to that game, not with Part 2s, but definitely, you will buy the game that is better, even if they come out with a PS4 version of Part 2. But also, this is Square Enix. Part 2 could be 2 years, from now. It could be 3 years from now.
Yeah, we don't have a set release date for them yet.
This doesn't seem like when Atlas came out and went like, we're putting Persona 5 on PlayStation 3, and you're like, what? And then someone at Sony went like, hey, dumbass. Maybe you should. That's what it felt like sometimes. Hey, dumbass. We'll flip the bill for PS4 version, and they're like, fine. We're still going to release the PS3 version. Can you imagine if that game still came out on PS3? I want you to really think about that.
I don't know, man.
I mean, we still be getting Royal on PS5, maybe.
It did come out on PS3. Don't get me wrong, but it also came out on PS4. Don't. You can buy a PS3 version of Persona 5 if you really wanted to. But it was like one of the last games you wanted to play. But hey, it was there.
Yeah, it's weird to think about, like the games that are stuck in between right now.
Also, we never seen backwards compatibility like this before. Normally, it would just be game runs. Here you go. Now it's not even game runs. Here you go. Now you have to go. Some games run differently. You know, they have pro mode, boost mode. If you bought Doom on PS4, that's not going to be the same experience that you play on the PS5. It's going to look better. It's going to run at 4K. You know, it's definitely going to have that oomph to it.
And then what's the scenario for, like, if, like, our publishers going to be discouraged from releasing like, is Bethesda going to be discouraged from releasing a PS5 version of Doom Eternal? Or are they just going to be like, no, buy the PS4 version and play it on your PS5?
I thought it was up to their discretion.
Well, because if you think about it, why would they bother releasing a PS5 version if the original version,
the PS4 version?
Yeah, if it's just going to upscale and just run better and look better slightly on PS5.
All games if you have a base PS4 and you buy a PS5, all games will look better.
Yeah.
That's just fact. If you buy an Xbox and you go to the Xbox Series X, all games will look better. Also, I just want to point out this one thing. Microsoft was selling Xbox One X's for like $200.
Yep.
I didn't get one because I didn't have that, but I find that fascinating.
Was that just a temporary?
It was temporary, but $200 for an Xbox One X, no matter, even though they announced the new one, that is a impulse buy kind of price, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That's like clearing the deck kind of price. Like, that is like, we need to get these out of here kind of price.
Maybe that's what's going on. GameStop was doing the same thing, weren't they? Where they were flipping them really cheap when they were closing down their stores.
I don't know what the hell GameStop. Well, I know we don't have Corona Watch because we've been in it for the last 3 weeks. But you want to talk about Corona Watch?
Nope.
I mean, yeah, I think we went over enough last week. Shit's the same.
No,
Everyone's still in their house.
Well, that and GameStop is like the worm that just doesn't want to give it up. They just don't want to close, man. They just don't want to. Now they're doing the can we put this in here? That they're now doing the curbside stuff.
Yeah.
And the you go outside and they give you your product or whatever. It's like, what are you doing?
They were trying to stay open during this outbreak. They were trying to say we're a necessary business. We need to stay open. And their managers were like, fuck you. No, we don't. And the government was like, fuck you. No, you don't. So then they were like, okay, we'll do curbside pickup now. It's because they can't afford to like close down. That's what's going on.
It's that, and also they're making a ton of money on this too. Like this outbreak, they're like our business is saved. I'm like, I don't know about that, but all right, it's that kind of stuff. But at least they're, for the time being, those people were getting paid, and in the YouTube mom was like, these people, they're being treated badly. And I was like,
I GameStop. I just want them to keep their employees safe, man. There's no reason an employee should have to like deal with so much nonsense,
Well, when you work in a restaurant, one of the things of Outback that they tell you was, hey, we care about your health and safety, and boy, do they care about your health and safety. Fuck you. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, boy, I did not see that coming when they actually meant that. Sometimes businesses say things, you're like, I guess they mean it. You're like, oh no, they mean it. They mean it. And I'm like, point for you, Bloomin' Brands, for caring.
Well, restaurants different because they have like this whole new regulations that are coming down now for anyone who's serving food and shit.
Yeah, man.
Like it's getting tough to run a food business now.
Especially when you're running it on a skeleton crew and you have to go in and it's literally no one in the restaurant. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like if you want Applebee's, you sure can get Applebee's. You just can't stay there.
Yeah.
You would have to leave.
I'm fine with, as long as I can still like get food and stuff, I'm okay with it.
We're not getting to that level of state of decay where we're literally scrounging for batteries and
exactly.
Or whatever you do in that game. Like, it's not, we're not getting to the point where Fallout where it's like, oh man, rancid meat, let's cook this.
Side note. Oh god, so I got the hiccups like a mother right now. Oh, fuck.
Water.
I might get some water in a little bit. But what's next on the line? DirectX 12 Ultimate.
Yes.
Was announced by Microsoft. Which I can't wait to see what'll happen because my big thing is that the PC and Xbox One X, you touched on a little bit before, are both running on DirectX 12. So that's going to make that that gap between console and PC a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of news with this. I mean,
yeah,
DirectX 12 already exists. This is more of like an incremental update, more so than like a huge, overhaul to the API. But basically, they're trying to.
We know it's confirmed for Xbox One or the new Xbox One X series. Like that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. People actually forget that the Xbox used to be the Direct Xbox.
Yeah, that's why the X came from.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're getting back to it now. So they're trying to unify the entire process. They're trying to unify between PC and Xbox.
Direct Xbox.
Yeah.
How lame are you, Microsoft, when you're coming up with this console? When you literally going like, we're gonna make a console. Bill Gates is like, what are we gonna name it? He's like, we could name it Spreadsheet Killer. Nah, how about Direct Xbox?
I should have stuck with Spreadsheet Killer.
I'm just saying. I mean, it sounded like pulling teeth when they go like, hey, maybe Microsoft should make a console. And Bill's like, I don't know. Maybe we should make a console.
Man. Yeah, they're pretty much just reintroducing like, hey, ray tracing. Just the incremental update to ray tracing, variable rate shading, mesh shaders, and a new thing called sampler feedback. Basically, it's just they're increasing visuals while it lets the developer kind of fine tune everything for it to meet their performance metrics.
Are shaders? I hate shaders, mostly shadow shaders. Would this make games run better with shadow shaders?
Yes. Well, the idea is that developers can fine tune things based on what's necessary in a particular scene. So
Right.
something that might be like if there's a mountain in the distance that doesn't need as much attention as the land that's right next to your character's feet, or the trees that are right next to you need more attention than the trees that are far off in the distance, so they can fine tune and say, hey, put less power to the shit in the distance and put more towards the shit that we can actually see.
Was that a huge problem on PC to try to render everything at once?
Yeah, even shit like that's why like a lot of games like back in like the PS3 era, like there was just a lot of corridors and walls and shit. That was another thing that I think Mark Cerny was talking about when he was talking about Jak 3, was that those games are built in a way that they could emphasize the shit that's right next to you.
So are we gonna see less? Sorry, not to interrupt. We're gonna see less of the Fallout. We open a door and there's a loading screen kind of thing. We just walk through it.
Yeah,
we just gonna see an animation. You just walk through it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this means. Or developers they have better tools to kind of build that sort of environment now. And
I was gonna say, what this is gonna do for Resident Evil? Those old games only preyed on loading screens.
But yeah, so actually, a lot of the stuff that they're doing here is a lot of stuff that Mark Cerny was talking about when he was like, games are built a certain way, and doing things this way will allow us to build our games in a much better way. So it's just everyone's thinking on the same page and kind of taking different approaches to it, pretty much.
Not to go back to Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing has pretty good load times. It's about 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah, you like those digital game load times.
Well, I have a pretty good SD card. I don't know if it was the same on a actual cartridge, but I have I think my read-write speed is 120, which is
that's about the speed for mine too. The thing is that though, to get back on Animal Crossing, kind of weird thought, but I don't know where the game's loading from, because the island itself is saved onto the Switch hardware, where I think like your character data is saved on, at least for me, it's on my card. I remember because I had to clear up my Switch because I cleared up all the space on my card thinking that's where the island was going. But no, they're installing the island onto the Switch itself.
Okay.
So
I'm just saying that game's very quick.
Yeah.
You can get in and out quick. I'm as an example. Also, any time we can speed up Fortnite, how to get in and out would be great.
Just play it on a PC, you wouldn't have that problem. But
yeah,
those people will murder me and baste me like a turkey.
Oh, so you're saying what you're saying is that you just prefer playing against bots and then bragging about your wins.
Fine, I'll play it on PC.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Those bots can hit like a motherfucker.
If they hit you.
If they hit you. But I'm just saying that, little kids got all this other shit. They're not going to Dad, I need a PC to play Fortnite. Maybe some people do, but not many. They're like, here's a Switch, go away. Go away, Kimmy.
So that's DirectX 12 Ultimate. That's coming for I think this is going to be an Nvidia thing, really. If AMD wants to, they're pretty much trying to catch up to Vulkan is what they're doing. Vulkan does a lot of this shit already, and it does it well. Just look at Doom, for example. But
live long and prosper.
So I think Nvidia is trying to catch up with this to Vulkan, and good on them to have competition to kind of strive the embetterment for everyone.
Yeah.
But if you have an RTX card, it already supports it. So yeah. So
AMD seems like they can't get their thermals right. Their new cards seem like they've been overheating.
Yeah, I've heard reports of that. There's definitely reports of that. I think there's like various fixes. You have to like install a different kernel and all this shit, but I
that's
don't
neither here
buy.
nor there. I'm just saying that's what I'm hearing, but
Yeah, I'm
that's
an
just
Nvidia guy, so
yeah, I have no problems with this card. Seem like they optimize everything, and drivers come out at a very good pace.
yeah.
Sometimes AMD has this tendency to never update over cards. Just it seemed like Nvidia's like, here's some drivers, go. Even if you have an older card, like here's some new stuff for your card.
Yeah.
And when you live in the Windows 10 ecosystem, new drivers is always good in my book. All right, direct.
New Overwatch hero coming. People still play Overwatch?
I never played Overwatch, so
I can care less anymore.
Yeah, I never jumped on the bandwagon.
This one's
but I just never did.
This character, I know nothing about. Please tell me about this character. Is it another tank character with a bubble?
No, it's supposed to be an attack character
with a bubble.
Presentation. I don't know. Do attack characters have bubbles? I don't play Overwatch.
I feel like every character in Overwatch has a shield that you have to fucking break through.
She's a robot, so
okay, all right, a melody robot, all right.
There's the video. There's some reps from Blizzard put up a video explaining the character, which sounded interesting, but I don't know anything about Overwatch lore, so I'll just right over my head. I didn't understand a word of it.
Right. I've been out of Overwatch for quite some time. Even though I like the game, it's just it's gotten too much. I don't know how
it became unfun.
What do you mean it's gotten too much? Like,
well, they started like changing everything. Now you're like forced into you're forced to play certain classes before you like go into a game.
Nerf Bastion.
Yeah, they're nerfing everyone. They nerfed my favorite characters, so like I don't want to play anymore. Symmetra used to be god tier. Now nobody uses her. Sombra used to be god tier. No one uses her.
See, that's what weirds me out about it, because the game's supposed to be like this cooperative game. Like the idea that there are like broken characters, quote unquote.
They're not even broken. They weren't even broken. It's just that
the fact there's a tier system at all, because each character's supposed to just have a different job, right? Like that's the whole
idea of it. Exactly. So like Blizzard's idea of balancing is just fucking nerfing. Instead of like, hey, let's like balancing is supposed to mean, hey, let's bring some stuff down, let's bring some other stuff up. But they just bring motherfuckers down until fucking so.
One day we're gonna get Overwatch Classic, aren't we?
Maybe Overwatch 2.
It just weirds me out because like the idea that there's like a tier system is weird to me. If every character's supposed to be like a
I mean the tiers are based on like the players make up the tier meta. Like that's all just player stuff, but you know, like really any fighting game, how good
you are.
Yeah, like any fighting game, you know, the players, you know, max min the shit and go like, hey, here's the best character for every scenario. Yeah.
I hear you. I mean, it sounds cool to people who are still playing Overwatch, but I feel like I don't know what the numbers are for Overwatch. I don't know if it's still doing.
They're still very high. I mean, there's still a few girls playing it, and there's still a lot of.
Why did you have to state that? Why does that matter?
Yeah, what is your go-to with girls? Like, do you not like girls playing video games? Like, what's the problem, man?
I don't know about that. I just want them to play better. Because sometimes I'm playing.
There's a lot of good female players out there.
They are, and I get stuck with the ones masturbating, and it's like, great, fucking great. It's not that they're, it's like I'm playing. I'm trying to get my kill streak, and I hear in the background.
How often does this happen to you?
Too many.
How often does this happen? I refuse to believe it's that big a problem.
It's a huge problem.
I refuse to believe that you hear brrr more than. That's the thing that blows my mind the most. I think you'd hear more than like mechanical whirring.
No, it's not that. I know every controller what a difference between a game controller whirring and another thing. This was constant low over and over.
I want proof of this. I want proof of this.
Maybe they're playing Ori in the back.
and it's annoying because I'm trying to play here. Trying to win for our team.
I need proof of this.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe this happened until I can see some video evidence.
All right.
Has this happened in a stream? Can you point out a stream this happened in? Because I want to see this.
No.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I can't believe that happens. If that happens to you, I'm sorry, but
I mean, maybe on the sites he plays on, fucking.
I mean, maybe I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just giving you a hard time, but that's crazy.
I don't know. If you're gonna play a video game, play a video game.
I totally agree. If you're gonna play a video game, play a video game. But I don't think women masturbating with vibrators is that rampant a problem online.
You would think.
So, new hero, Echo.
Yes.
Coming in Overwatch.
Did they just look at the Amazon Echo like way bit after that?
Probably. It was a robot.
It's a robot, indeed.
No, it looks cool. I'm not a big Overwatch player. I mean, if it's cheap now, even then, I don't think now's a good time to get into it. There's so much behind the meta. That's like I'm gonna get fucking smoked.
It was great when it came out.
I was never a meta guy. I would always play just who I thought was interesting. That's why I played Symmetra and Sombra and shit, because like it seemed I played characters that no one seems to play, and it was always Symmetra. Just because like they're weird characters, so I always like learning like the weird guys and whipping them out and then whooping people's asses with them.
There's this that reminds me. There's this rapper, I can't remember his name, but he references Street Fighter a lot, and he talks about when he was a kid, he used to play Balrog because nobody played him. Because Balrog was a boxer, so he didn't have any fireballs, he didn't have any kick attacks. It was all punches.
Oh yeah.
But he was able to open up shop with Balrog because no one knew how to play against him because nobody played him.
Exactly.
And so he was able to open up shop with them, and he references that in a lot of his raps now. I'll find him and send it to you. But it's pretty funny, like how metas work. Like just everyone looks at the meta too hard. They disregard all the low tier characters. When someone does know how to play a low tier character efficiently, you have no defense against them.
Yeah, it's like who's the Smash guy that uses Jigglypuff? Hungry Box, is that his name?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he uses Jigglypuff, and there would never be another player like him because fucking no one's got the time to learn Jigglypuff like that.
No one can fucking sleep like he does.
Not just that, but like if you look at Smash has like a shit ton of characters.
Yeah.
So if you want, you got to focus on a lot of things. You got to focus on one, your character, and two, how you're gonna play against other characters.
Yeah.
A lot of times in fighting games, it's a mind game. It's not even how good you are. It's like how am I gonna psych you out? It's
like call back to a stream from like years ago. It was like that time, Saab, I don't know if you remember, but we were playing what was it, Third Strike online, and some random blowing like came in and started whooping us. And when I saw how he was playing, I don't know if you remember, but I saw how he was playing. I think he was playing like Ibuki or Makoto, some like rushdown character. And I saw like what he was doing, and I was giving you tips, and every time we got to him, like it started out with like him just whooping us just one after another. And after seeing how he played, it turned into like I was perfecting this guy.
Yeah, especially since it was
like really fast after.
It was like 2015 PS3 Street Fighter Third Strike. He's probably one of 3 players that was still on the game.
And he was whooping us pretty bad at the start, but after playing with him a little bit, I saw how you played, and you can never get another win off me or you.
Yeah.
And that was fun. That was a fun memory. But no, we'll see what happens with this Echo character. I don't think it's going to shake up the game too much. but I don't play Overwatch, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Everyone will
If you
play
guys
the
have
first couple weeks and then
Yeah.
and then they'll fall off.
Yeah. If you guys want
Yeah.
to correct me, tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and leave a comment. I'm not going to read it, but you can go ahead and
Yeah.
leave it.
No, please leave us a comment. I would love you to know about how much you love bubbles and shields and all that. That's what I feel like. I'm not hitting anything. It just feels like a lot of shields. That's why the Overwatch Championship people just went like, "Fuck these characters." If you
Yeah.
play them,
Everyone has a shield now.
they're like, if you play these characters, we will kick you in the nuts and throw you out. It's like, all right. They're
It
like,
that. It was like that Smash Brothers competition a couple years back for Wii U when Bayonetta was like the broken character, and
Right.
I can't remember what it was. There's this big Smash competition that ended with like 2 Bayonetta players, and the audience was booing them for the whole game. And it got to the point where like they got upset, so they stopped playing. They just put their controllers down and just stopped playing, let the match go on, let people boo at them. Like officials had to come out and tell them to finish the game, or else they both be disqualified.
Maybe they should just be both disqualified.
Well, that's what happens when you don't balance your fucking games. Like that's a perfect example.
Games are
like,
hard.
That's a perfect example though of what happens with when balance like isn't taken into account.
Yeah, but that's why I can't take most games seriously like that. Like when you start adding so many characters, like Rainbow Six Siege is adding like some supernatural motherfuckers now. And I'm like, how is this like I thought this was like based on reality. Like you got a guy that's like can teleport. How is this and you got it like and now you added like an alien. They added some like supernatural motherfuckers. Like the last two the guys they added
game, really?
Well, they've been like DLC, I think, but yeah, they've added like some ridiculous characters, and then you're like, this,
Like that's in the normal player rotation. Like you can load up a game and play against one of these dudes.
Yeah,
that's insane.
I mean, I'm making up what powers they had, but they had some like ridiculous, like, oh yeah, this guy can see through walls, and like this guy can like it's some ridiculous shit, and you're like, how is this like reality anymore? The whole point was like it's based on shit that you can actually do.
Amazing.
Now they've added so many characters, but once you add so many characters, it becomes impossible to balance. So it's like, why even take it seriously at that point?
No, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
In other news, this is a game I was excited since we're talking about balance in games. Another game is coming out I was excited for, and this is actually coming out today. Is a Bleeding Edge is coming out on PC and Xbox One today.
This is
game. I don't want to play this game at all.
I do.
This
looks like fun.
This is Ninja Theory's.
Yeah.
Ninja Theory's brawler MOBA game.
Like MOBA, yeah. It looks like it's fun, dude.
It's not.
Have you played it?
Yes, it's not. It's how do I say this? It's very hippy dippy modern gaming bullshit.
Oh, like everything
now.
Yeah,
like everything according to you.
It's hippie. It's this game is like colorful and rainbows and diversity.
Yes, I understand. Color and rainbows and diversity are bad. Continue.
No, it's not that. That's not that at all. But these games just pander so fucking hard to, hey, person. It's like I lived through 16-bit era. I'm okay. You don't need to pander to me. We had Def Jam Vendetta and Fight for New York. We're good. You don't have to worry about us. We got a fat bitch on a unicycle. Play our game.
Yes, and like I'm looking at these characters. These characters are so ridiculous. Who are they pandering to?
I have no idea.
Is there like a goth like vampire who's like finally a game for me?
But the game's not fun.
Okay, so tell us about the game. What's not fun about it?
You go around whacking people, but there's no point. There's no. You know how you whack people or in a game you shoot someone, you can feel it? Like this is like, go to this point, whack this guy, whack this other guy. Maybe he'll whack you. Maybe he won't whack you. It just...
Everyone's getting whacked around here.
Yeah, but it didn't feel good. It felt bad. Maybe they fixed it. The game is out now.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you played it, it was still in like alpha or beta or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, it just I played a few rounds. I thought the game was absolutely just not fun. Like, it's just like there's no guitars, there's no any. It didn't feel like I was actually hitting something. It didn't feel right.
The
Like
game looks decent, but I like brawlers. I'm just not a big fan of MOBA.
yeah,
So
I
maybe
like
that's
brawlers
why.
too, but this just seems pointless.
Seems like an Xbox, like original Xbox game, like Fur Fighters or remember that shit?
Yeah,
I remember Fur Fighters.
That's what this reminds me of, but like online.
it feels like it lacks depth, like just complete death, and then it's like fuck. I don't want to play a game with less depth. Not because these characters suck. The characters are whatever they are. It just seems like it's just pandering to an audience that won't fucking play your game.
I'll try it out. It's on Xbox Game Pass, so
Yeah.
I'll install it to the PC and see what it looks like. I'm not playing that Xbox version.
Good.
That Xbox version is poo poo.
Yeah, give it a shot. I mean, it looks okay to me, and I like Chaos, or I like Ninja Theory.
I like Ninja Theory too. I mean, they're gonna their girlie's gonna go insane again, and on the Series X now, it looks badass.
Oh, Hellblade? Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, she looks like she, her eyes is popping out and she's singing. And we're like, yeah, metal. Saying all kinds of tones and shit. And we're like, yeah, metal. But this game, no.
Well, there's Raven's review on Bleeding Edge. I'm probably gonna check it out.
I'll definitely check it out later tonight. What else do I have to do?
Fair enough. You can't go anywhere.
Can't go anywhere. Why not? And I need to play more PC games.
We're not saying you need to play more PC games. You just need to play more games on PC.
Well, I'll play that on PC.
I mean, since I got my PC, I've bought most of my games exclusively for it. The only things I play on my PlayStation are games I can't play anywhere else, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm. Like
I haven't touched a console in like forever. Since DJ Max came out on PC, I'm like, no more use for this PS4.
When are we doing a quick look on that? Because I do want to do a quick look on it. I'm free tomorrow before like 5 o'clock. I could do a quick look tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right, we can do that tomorrow then.
And then we can cross some animals.
There you go.
Crossing the animals.
All right, those of you listening to the podcast, you heard it here first. But a quick look tomorrow at DJ Max.
Crossing the animals.
Next coming up today is a Twin Breaker, a Sacred Symbols Adventure, which sounds like a mouthful, but it's basically a co-op brick breaker game.
Sounds good.
Which it looks pretty fun. Like there's some like brick breaker boss battles I can't really describe, and it looks like players can handle paddles on different sides of the screen, not just the bottom. Like it looks like a fun little brick breaker clone with some gimmicks to it.
I enjoy a little bit of brick breaker here and there. So,
dude, same.
Is that like a PlayStation focused game?
It's coming out on PS4 and Vita, and I didn't see it coming out anywhere else.
When they say sacred symbols, I'm assuming they mean square, triangle, X, circle. Because that's the name of Colin Moriarty's PlayStation podcast. Those are sacred symbols.
Okay, is that the guy who gets shirtless on every podcast?
No, that's that's Greg Miller.
Okay, I was messing up my dude.
This is the other guy. This is the guy. Colin Moriarty is the guy who has a bunch of game facts, and like they're very verbose and like written well. It's like too much writing in them.
So I have Colin's fine.
His game facts are great, but like it's just way too much writing. Like I don't need to know that if he'll write like there's a path to the left and the right. If you go down the left path, there's a rupee. If you go down the right path, like I don't need to know that there's one rupee down the left path. Just tell me the optimal path. That's why I'm looking at the fact. Anyway.
It's for someone.
I put up a picture of the game with some of the character models in it. I don't know if any of these guys like look like who you're talking about.
That looks like Colin Moriarty on the left there.
Oh, it's probably a Colin Moriarty game then. It looks like it does have something to do with that podcast. You're right. I mean, the game looks fun. I like me a good brick breaker game, and this one looks like a fun little distraction.
I'm not here to say they should make a game or not. That sounds cool. Good for them.
Yeah. On that note, that's coming out today, so you can pick it up on PS4 or Vita if you still have a Vita. Then we have Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York coming out for the Switch today, which also comes out on PS4 tomorrow. That's just a Vampire the Masquerade visual novel taking place in the World of Darkness universe. So if you're like obsessed with the World of Darkness RPG games, you can go ahead and check that out. If not, skip it. Bloodlines 2 is coming out either next year or late this year. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
What else we got? Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. Link Evolution is coming out today.
Is that another arena fighter shooter thing?
That's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game simulator.
Oh, it's one of those anime things. Okay.
Why would it be an arena shooter? Why would a Yu-Gi-Oh game be an arena shooter? I mean, that'd be interesting.
Because all of them are arena shooters.
Are you saying you wouldn't play a Yu-Gi-Oh! Arena shooter? I'd play the fuck out of it.
No, I'm saying I would. Shooter. I would play that. But there's never been a Yu-Gi-Oh game that has not been a card game. They've all been the same shit.
I'm just arena shooter with card game might be badass.
Fair enough. It looks okay. If you like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card games, you'll like this.
Does Konami still make these? Who makes these?
Konami's still making them.
Yeah, I think it's Konami.
Who's over there at Konami's making Yu-Gi-Oh games?
That's all they have. No, I think it's Konami. That's all they have, dude. Is Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm Googling it right now.
Sometimes I wonder about them, and they go like, "Oh yeah, they're responsible for everything Yu-Gi-Oh, aren't they?"
They're publishing it, but it's developed by Other Ocean.
Okay.
Whoever the fuck that is.
So they don't have to be scared of their overlords.
I mean,
what's cool with this game is you can actually play like real duels from the show. And you can play different characters from all different seasons of the show too, which is pretty neat if you're a big fan of the anime.
Yeah, so are they gonna change it up? So if they're like going to learn, if you're gonna see that episode, does that mean you can use the same strategies?
Probably. They're recreating the decks of those characters. The game has over like 6,600 cards to play with. And you can play with like 90 different characters from the show. So it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I was in like middle school. But if I was still into it, I would be all over this game. It's like the definitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, it looks like.
I'm glad Yu-Gi-Oh!'s going strong.
Yeah, I'm glad it's still going too. And you can pick that up today. It's been on PC. Legacy of Duelist has been on PC for a while already.
You know what I'm sad? We never got to see another Pokemon card game.
I mean, the card game's still going strong. They're still releasing.
Yeah, but we never seen a game like we see Yu-Gi-Oh get games. We haven't seen.
What you mean? There was like a Game Boy Color card game that came out in the 90s.
Yeah, but that's so long ago. That game changed 40 times over.
Yeah.
Was anyone really into Fry on the chat? He's the big Yu-Gi-Oh guy here.
He's gonna buy the arena shooter battler game for the.
Dude, I wish they did something like that.
Dude, I would fucking shit myself if they did something like that. I'd play that. I would play the fuck out of that.
Dragon Ball Z the fighter, but it's basically Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Blue Eyes White Dragon and the rest of them.
I would love to see that. Or
I mean,
like a Yu-Gi-Oh Monster Hunter crossover. I'd play the fuck out of that. I'd hunt.
Or just like a you know how they did with Pokemon Pokken tournament.
Oh yes,
they could do that. They could do that with Yu-Gi-Oh.
There's this side note, and I want to get off topic. There's a fan game out there that's a 2D fighting game called Pokemon Type Wild, and it looks fucking awesome.
But it's wild.
It's like a fan game made in Mugen.
Mugen.
Okay.
And it looks fucking awesome. It's a 2D Pokemon fighting game, and it looks like a blast.
Speaking of Mugen, have you ever done Salty Bet?
What?
Salty Bet is it's a Twitch stream where you can go and bet on Mugen fights.
Yes.
Get the hell out of here! Really?
You never heard of it?
It's a 24/7. It's a 24/7 stream where they just have random Mugen fights, and you can bet on them.
Get the hell out of here!
You
Not,
never
not with
heard of
real
this?
money. You can't do real money, but it's their like own just in-house money, not real money.
Still?
But they're still doing it. Yeah.
Still with no money.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
All
I
this
looked it
time
up. There's a
with no
match
money?
going on right now, and bets are locked in until the next match.
With no money.
I just let it run in the background sometimes and just whenever I see like a Dragon Ball Z character come up, you know where your money's going.
Or SpongeBob.
Or an anime. Yeah, so like a dumb kid like Barney a dinosaur, or like they're about to fucking whoop ass.
Dude, there's like the chat is pretty like
Oh, they're
open.
into it.
Yeah, they're into it. Like I'm seeing stuff here, not sure if the hair attack is gonna be able to hit. He missed that grapple. Fucking clutch.
Dude, it's good, man.
Oh, it's
This
really
is
good.
pretty. This is pretty fucking hype, man. If you
Oh,
put
yeah.
some money, I'm a firm believer that if you put money down on something, even if it's like $1, like it just makes things more hype.
Do they have
whenever
subs
you-
and bits at least?
Fucking
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I mean, they've
How have I never
upgraded
heard
over
of
the
it?
years.
How have I never heard of this? This is awesome.
I don't know how you never heard of this, but here it is, and you should be. Now you know, and you're better for it.
Now, okay, off topic now. What can I do with this? Because like you said, it's not real money. It's like their house money. Can I exchange that for real money?
No, it all just stays on the platform.
Okay, so the money you build up, that's just for like...
It's for bragging rights.
Bragging
There's like a
rights.
leaderboard. Yeah.
It made a
That's-
game out of this.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. We got Hager here fighting Barnes. I don't know who Barnes is, but I got my money on Hager. That dude
Yeah,
fucking
you can-
suplexes like sharks, man. Like, this is awesome. This is awesome. This is my new thing. Thank you. You gave me a
I'm
new
so
thing.
surprised that you didn't heard about it.
Dude, there's a lot I don't know about. Surprise. There's a lot of stuff that I would 110% be into. I just don't know about it yet.
There's a lot of stuff like that on Twitch.
People get excited on this. Like they see Hager here and they're like, give him the pipe.
Dude, there's one guy that has fish. He has fishes, okay? Fish. I guess is the proper way to say that. He has fish fight in Street Fighter. Where he'll put them in a bowl, and I guess he programs something that detects the light, and depending on where they swim, they can do attacks in Street Fighter.
I love
And so you can bet on which fish wins. It's like there's tons of stuff like that.
I love the weirdness of Twitch sometimes. Like, that's great.
Yeah, like that's the good part of Twitch.
That's I'm not saying Twitch is all bad, but I wish more stuff was emphasized like that. Or Twitch plays Pokemon.
Yeah,
that's
now
just
everyone's
more.
doing that though.
oh fuck. This Barnes guy just dropped the fuck out of Hager so we can come back. I'm into this, dude.
Sometimes
you should be.
they do 3-on-3 fights too. Sometimes, or they'll do like 3-on-3 or 3-on-1. It gets intense, man.
I love this. I love this.
Okay, game releases.
Yeah, sorry. Back to that.
Instead of the Yu-Gi-Oh battle thing, now we actually
so
got arena battle.
tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. The only thing we have coming out tomorrow is that Vampire the Masquerade visual novels coming out on PS4. So that's cool. If that's you're into. But then on the 27th, we have some games coming out. We have One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 coming out on
Yes.
PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, which looks like fun. Like
No,
I
it
like the
doesn't.
Dynasty Warrior style games.
Yeah.
Wait, is that what they are? I thought it was another arena-based battle thing.
No, this is like a Dynasty Warriors game. It's made by the Dynasty Warriors guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's Dragon Quest Builder, Dragon
Now,
Quest Heroes. and the rest
This
of
is Pirate Warriors 4. Is this the fourth one of these? Because I'm just
Yeah.
now hearing of this.
Yeah,
Yes.
they've been out for a while. They typically come out after every couple like arcs. So I think they deal with like the big arc for like that season, quote unquote. I'm not sure though. I've never played them.
I'm definitely gonna check this out. So that'll be. I'll talk about that next week then. That'll be my game.
I'm gonna be playing a lot.
Oh fuck yeah, Hager won.
But you didn't win anything yet.
I didn't, but I should.
What a lot of people do is they watch the character. They watch for a long time before they ever make a bet, because some characters are just fucking broken. So you already know if that character comes up, he's just gonna fucking annihilate. So a lot of people just watch and just learn what the characters do.
I love it. And I like how the bets close like after the fight starts. Like, so you can't come in like when someone's about to win.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Once you betted, it's on.
And I love how they specify like, okay, I'm done. If I keep talking about this, I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole forever. But what else? So yeah, it's March 27th. We got One Piece, Pirate Warriors 4 coming out, which you're gonna check out. Then we have Saints Row 4 Re-Elected coming out on Switch.
I didn't. Oh, that was the Saints Row 3. This is the one where he says World Hunger or fuck World Hunger or fuck cancer.
Yeah.
This is the leave it
very
to the
specific
Saints
segment of that entire game that
leave it to the Saints.
Zeroed in on there, but
well, it was a great little. I fucking thought that Hail to the Chief was a fucking banger. I made my guy purple with Saints Row 4 is just silly. If you like silly, this game is for you.
I love the Saints Row games. I think Saints Row 1 is a straight GTA clone, but it wasn't until like Saints Row 2
when they started getting weird.
When they started getting weird and kind of stupid is when I started to love them.
Yeah.
I think and then they got games are a huge guilty pleasure of mine.
And then the dildo rod thing where you can whack people with dildos.
That was like that half the reason I bought Saints Row 3. It was for the dildo bat. That is hilarious. Dude, real talk, hitting someone with like a 6-foot dildo bat is some of the funniest, most cathartic shit I've ever had to do in a video game. It's amazing, dude, because they flop over. You hit them with it and they fall over.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
You hit them fucking hard with that bat, dude. It's so funny. It's so funny every time it happens.
Oh, hitting them with a bat was hilarious.
Saints Row 4 is probably my least favorite, just because they added like those are the one with the superpowers. Yeah, it kind of like breaks a lot of the game, but
Aliens did come for you though.
Yeah, but like it's like they took Saints Row 3 and just added in superpowers, and it makes like 90% of the rest of the game like unnecessary. Like you never have to steal a car, you never have to like drive anywhere, you never have to shoot a gun.
Yeah, that's one thing that bugged me with Saints Row 4 is that like they added all these powers. They didn't build the game too much around it. Yeah. So it still had like you could still buy a car and customize it. It still has the same like deep car customization system Saints Row 3 had, but now it's totally unnecessary because you can run faster than the car can drive you.
You can run and fly everywhere, and it's like, well, okay, no one need this. There are segments where they take the powers away from you, but for the most part, you have that shit.
Yeah, and that's one thing that bugs me about the game is that I wish they had they had more reasons to use the powers. They kind of do, and like I think where the game shines the best is in the side quests. Like the insurance fraud game, the Professor Genki game, because they use the powers in those games. And the insurance fraud game was my favorite game in Saints Row 2 and 3. And it's my favorite game in 4 because of superpowers. You're flying across the map when you get hit by something. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And you're racking up like $1 million medical bills. It's so funny. But yeah, if you're listening to this and you like Saints Row, if you never played Saints Row, check it out. I like Saints Row 4. Maybe play 3 first and then go into 4.
I hope that game is optimized well, like 30 or whatever, a nice 30.
I mean, 3 was optimized pretty well, so I can't imagine 4 would be much worse.
I'm just saying, being reelected in fucking cancer will be one. I always go for world hunger because, North Korea don't feed their people.
It's like one insignificant part of the game. You realize that, right?
It never comes
It
back.
never comes. It doesn't even matter what you choose because it's like.
I think it's funny though, because like it kind of makes fun of games that have those big choices that don't mean anything.
Yeah.
Because the game opens up with it. It's like, hey, you're president. You want to end world hunger or end cancer?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some people who like deliberated over it way longer than they should have.
Yeah.
And that's what's funny. That's who the joke is for. What else we got coming out? Under Night in Birth EXE Late CR. That was a mouthful. It's coming out on PC tomorrow. Which,
yes.
If you never play the Under Night games, they're visual novels, right? But also like fighting games.
They're fighting games with visual novels in them.
So it's
pretty much like
Arena.
like Persona Arena or any of those games that those guys make.
Okay, so that's kind of what this is. I
Blaze
saw
Blue.
some of Under Night. Yeah.
Blaze Blue.
I saw some of Under Night. It looks like fun if you like those like arena fighting game or not arena, sorry, anime fighting games like Blaze Blue, Persona 4 Arena, Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear. If you like those kinds of games, then you'll like Under Night. But if not, this isn't going to change your mind on it.
You like air dashing, you'll love this game.
Yeah, this game's got air dashing for days.
I love air dashing. It's my favorite thing.
Which, by the way, we can talk about a fighting game really quick. One fighting game that nobody talks about, and it pisses me off, is the Arcana Hearts games.
Those are video games? Okay.
Yes, they're a lot of fun. So they're anime fighting games, right? Hear me out.
Okay.
But they have this system, this gimmick called like their Arcana system, where you have you can choose different Arcana before you start the fight, and it changes how your special moves work. And there's like 12 of them. So it kind of does like, remember when Mortal Kombat X came out and you can choose between 3 different versions of the same character? Imagine like that system, but now instead of 3 different versions, it's 12. And it's a lot of fun to experiment with. I think more people should play Arcana Hearts. It's a lot of fun.
I think I have it on PC.
It is on PC. Check it out. It's a fun fighting game. It's not too hard. It's not like too hardcore, but it's fun. I like fun fighting games. This one's probably one of the funner ones out there. I don't know a lot about competitiveness or any sense of like how competitive it could be, but single player to experiment with, it's a lot of fun playing around with combos and seeing with the Arcana Studio character.
That does sound fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. I got it on PS or my PlayStation Vita, believe it or not, on sale, and I was like, "This is fucking a blast." Why aren't people talking about this?
Because people are crazy.
What else have we got? Oh, that's it. That's it for games coming out. We'll come back same time next week.
Indeed.
And I can't wait for that DJ Max quick look.
Yes.
Tomorrow. We should do one on Doom.
Yeah, we can do Doom and Animal Crossing. I wanted to do one. I wanted to get like all 3 of us in the round of Warzone and quick look that.
Oh boy. Brett, does that mean I have to download 80 gigs?
That's exactly what that means.
You already have the game though.
Yeah, but I don't want to download 80 gigs of it to PC.
Oh,
you don't have to have it on PC. It's crossplay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Play it on whatever you want.
Yay!
Oh my god! So I'm still looking at this chat right here for the salty bet.
They're great.
And Hugo is fighting Hager, and I think I read the funniest comment I've ever read before.
What?
It is because Hugo, he's like Poison's like right hand man, right? You guys know about that? Poison Hugo. Ah, God,
everybody knows that.
So much to explain here. Anyway, so someone commented, "Come on, Hugo, win this for all your Futanari loving Poison son." and that cracked me up.
Okay.
Which the context. So here's a fun little tidbit for you, a gaming tidbit for you.
Yeah, tell me.
So Hugo and Poison were both characters in a Double Dragon. And yes, and Poison later made it to Street Fighter. The problem is, when the game was being localized, they told them you can't. Poison's a woman. They're like, you can't have your men characters beating up on a woman. And Capcom at the last minute was like, well, she's not a woman. She's a man who dresses like a woman. Is that okay? And they're like, no, it's not. So they had to make her into a male character when they brought her over. But they kept the idea that she was a transvestite. But they just never acknowledge it. It's like a known secret that she's a transvestite, but no one ever acknowledges it in the games. It's never brought up like in any of the lore stuff. But it's like a known secret that that's what she is.
Good old Capcom.
Yeah, good old Capcom.
That's really stupid because Streets of Rage didn't give a fuck.
Well, this game came out like in the 80s when people cared about stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Streets of Rage came out at the same time, so I don't know. People are just crazy. Well, this also came out on a Nintendo platform. Streets of Rage was a Sega game.
Oh, you say so Sega didn't give a fuck?
Yes,
they're like,
fuck.
They give a fuck.
But no, that's the big thing. So she's like this big symbol for like Futanari loving like deviants. And Hugo's like her right-hand man. He was always hanging out with her in the games. So it's really funny that someone brought up that comment. It made me laugh. I think I met my people. I think that's the problem.
You met your spirit. You met your spirit animal.
I met my spirit animals. I jive with all of this, dude. God, this is my new thing. Thank you for this. This is my new thing.
Mo is, I know the hot stuff, so
he knows where the bodies are buried.
God, it's like this was made for me. I love it.
Twitch.tv/Gameoverse.
Yes. Oh,
yep.
We're running late, or long. We were gonna do the question thing.
Are there questions?
Well, I always ask you guys a question by the end of this.
All right.
I always asked you, is Animal Crossing overrated?
I don't think so.
Why do people love this game?
It's a different kind of game, man. It's because it's not your scene. Doesn't mean other people don't like it.
Yeah, but is this to the level of Skyrim level of crazy?
I don't think anything's going to top like Skyrim level of
Skyrim's a good game too, though. So
well, Skyrim came out, and if you said something wrong, they would murder you.
Look, no game is like free from criticism.
Yeah, but that game, well, some people are like, "How dare you?"
I think the problem is that it's coming from you just don't like the whole concept of Animal Crossing.
It's not that I don't like the whole concept of Animal Crossing. Like
I called it like a girl game, like not even an hour ago.
Well, that's their audience. I mean, you bought it for your wife. I mean, there's a bunch, if you check out the thing on Twitch, I mean, in that directory, look at all the people, all the guys that are trying to get the girls and can't get the girls. And the girls who are playing Animal Crossing, even the robots playing Animal Crossing.
I think the thing about Animal Crossing, I can see the appeal of it. It's not my cup of tea, but there's a lot of like weird game shit that I'm into that nobody likes. Like I know a bunch of like obscure fighting game bullshit, and that's why I love this salty bet, this salty bet Twitch.
Yeah, but it's so much. There's the Smash Brothers people who are crazy. You have these Animal Crossing. Crazy. It's like
people like what they like, man.
Yeah, and you like Fortnite, so it all evens out.
Yeah.
it evens out. Well, Fortnite's fun. You build stuff, you kill things, and there's that. Yeah.
Oh, so because you like Fortnite, it's okay.
No, that's not the point at all. I mean, there's a bunch of things I don't like, and I'm like, it's okay. Because I don't rule the world to say, all right, all you people who like Skyrim, come to me and I'll verbally give it to you. I don't rule the world, so they can have their opinion. But one day, when Todd Howard's sitting and when I rule the world, I'm going to say, you motherfucker.
The thing about Skyrim is that there's nothing else There's nothing else like it, at least on that scale, you know.
Well,
like if you want this, if you want the Skyrim experience, you have to play Skyrim.
That includes bugs and all, unfortunately.
Well, you can fix. There's mods for like anything you don't like about it. That's what I like about it.
It shouldn't be up to like the community to fix your game for you.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But they go like beyond fixes. Like there's shit for just like anything you can imagine they've done in that game. It's incredible. And that's what I like about it. Like I don't like the game Skyrim. I like what I can do with the game Skyrim.
You like the community that's around Skyrim.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. And to answer your question, really, I don't think Animal Crossing's overrated. I think it's its own genre that a group of people like. That group of people just happens to be larger than like
very vocal community. Like these people, anytime Animal Crossing anything, and it's like, oh my god, here it comes, and it's
that's
like
Nintendo. That's Nintendo in general, though.
Yeah, but
like they've got a very vocal
follow
community.
Nintendo, man. But this game, they
we know you're the biggest Nintendo fan on the planet. There's no denying that.
And I want to shove all those Animal Crossing people in a closet and just go like, you don't get to come out until you say sorry.
I don't know.
You don't get to come out until you say sorry. Because that board game was awful. Are you gonna say sorry about the board game?
Oh, that game sucked.
Yeah. What about Pocket Camp? Are you going to say sorry about Pocket Camp? And now people are playing Pocket Camp and spending money there. It's all a racket. It's all a racket. They're going to spend money on Pocket Camp. Oh, boy. Nope, that was my only question. We can get out of here and play video games.
Right. That's it? Nothing from Thoughtland?
I mean, they're making a ton of money on... Let them make the money.
What? Sexy women are making money because desperate guys want to fuck them? Someone stop the presses.
That's not it either. They're just home and horny. That's it. I mean...
I respect the hustle, though. I'll be honest. I respect the hustle.
I always respect the hustle. It's just... I just wish the hustle was a little better.
I mean, if it's working, man. Everyone's got different hustle. I have like a respect for like Twitch thoughts because that's a hustle I can't do. There's a hustle I exclusively can never do, and good for them for capitalizing on it.
There's nothing wrong how you get your money. There's no problem getting it. It's just the problem is sometimes it feels like when you start demanding, I didn't get a sub in the hour. It's like, I don't demand I get a tip every hour. Stop demanding. You're not that good if you demand, is my only problem.
I see what you mean. It's not so much like how they're getting them, it's like the mentality around it.
It's like they're starting to get a little over brazen about it. It was never the problem. Hey, I got more money. It just seemed like more girls come in like, hey, I got $10,000 today. And they're like, how come I didn't get $10,000? It's like, maybe because you're not that good. I don't know. Maybe they find this person more attractive than you. I don't know. But, and then, you have these people now that's literally going out of their way and go like, chat, I didn't get a donation. And but no,
Twitch.tv/Gameoverse.
Yeah, we're not ever going to say that because we have jobs. Not at the moment.
Twitch.tv/Gameoverse. You can also check us out on YouTube.
Yes. Don't we premiere it at midnight? You guys have been premiering this at like midnight.
Well, it premieres when it goes up, which is whenever the upload finishes and it finishes processing.
At midnight.
Well, the time differs depending on whenever it finishes, but I don't set a time. It just goes.
It just goes. Well, I want to finish Doomy Doom. Doomy Doom Doom.
I need to pick it up. I will pick up Doom.
You need to. You need to finish the Doomy Dooms and get the Doomy Dooms and Doom. It is fantastic. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
I'm going to go shower and do normal stuff.
Have fun. And anyone listening, your homework is to play the Resident Evil 3 demo and go pick up Doom.
Oh, I can definitely do that. I will definitely do that. 1 second.